Hello, spooky friends, and welcome to another Storytime episode of the Scariest Podcast.
Woo!
I'm Robin Grace, and this is Adam Diaz. And today
Hello.
we're here to share some cool stories with you guys.
Indeed we are. Thank you so much to everyone who has sent us your story because we get to read them on the air and we get to share them back with you, which is super fun to do.
Yeah.
And special shout out to everyone who's watching us live right now. So over on youtube.com/scaryish and twitch.tv/scaryish podcast. We couldn't do this without you guys. We could, but it wouldn't be nearly as fun. So we appreciate every single one of you. So thank you one more time. And I'm really excited to get going with this show. So we're going to read the homegrown horrors that we have from you folks. Now, Robin, what is a homegrown horror?
So homegrown horrors are the stories, tales of experiences that you, your family, or your friends have had that you've decided to share. So it could be paranormal, it could be coincidental, like you totally thought it was a ghost, but it didn't end up being a ghost. Or I like the ones about family.
We get a lot of ones about family. That's true.
So, I mean, whatever you guys feel like you want to share with us.
Indeed. And if you want to share them with us, you can email us. And that email address is storytime@scarish.com. You can also go to our website, which is scarish.com, and click on Contact Us, fill out that form, and send it our way. You can go to all of our social medias if you'd like to communicate with us. They're all on scarish.com if you'd like to find them that way. It is the best way to find our Discord server because the invites for Discord is like discord.com/ then a million digits. It's kind of like a friend code for Nintendo. So just go to scarish.com if you want to go to Discord. You can also go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/scaryishpodcast. You can message us directly. We just got over 700 likes on the page, so I'm really happy about that. Thank you to everyone who's clicked like on that. We really want to hit 1,000, so we'll see how well that works out. Shout out to Trucky47 who just followed us.
Thank you for following us.
We really do appreciate it. You can also reach out to us via Twitter @scarishpodcast and on Instagram @scarishpod. I think I got those right. No, Twitter is @scarishpod. Instagram's @scarishpodcast. It's always a variation of that. And you can join the Scarish Spooky Friends group on Facebook, which always has a bunch of memes that are really fun and funny, and a lot of horror movie trailers and stuff like that. And after this episode, Robin and I are going to record some thoughts that we have on some horror movies that we've been watching lately, because we're just putting on some cheesy horror movies and being like, that is so dumb. Who wants to sleep with the lights on? So we're going to toss some of that stuff up on our Patreon as well. So for our patrons that listen, there's going to be some extra content going up there for you as well. But tonight is all about reading the stories that you folks have sent us, and I'm pretty excited to do it. Now, Robin, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay, I will go first then. So my first one subject is, my grandpa is watching over me, with a question mark. And let's just say, we hope so. And it starts out like this. Hi, Robin and Adam.
Hello.
Hello. I hope your holiday season was great. And as you can tell from that, we've caught up past the holidays at this point. These emails are like around past Christmas. If you sent something in you haven't heard yet, there was a discrepancy of some sort, and we're going to reach out to you to get it cleared up. But I'm going to keep going with this email now. So my story is kind of weird, with a question mark. My grandfather passed away December 5th of this year, 2018. He and I were extremely close, so I took it really hard. That's really sad. I missed work for about 10 days, and I'm extremely crushed by it, especially today, in parentheses, it's Christmas night as I'm writing this, because I would go to see him every Christmas. Aww. So anyways, I've been feeling him around me ever since. I have a lot of his stuff in my room, so maybe that's why. But for the last few mornings, I've been noticing something strange. I sleep with a fan on every night, #team fan, same here, can't live without a fan. And I've had this fan for about 5-ish years. I've had it so it's not rotating, it's just pointing at me. Okay, so like the oscillation, it sounds like it's a floor fan where you point it directly at you, but it doesn't move back and forth. Got it. I shouldn't have it like that because I get really cold at night and always end up waking up in the morning with all 4 of my blankets on me, LOL. I think that's why a lot of people like to be team fan. That's a lot of blankets.
Unless they're like throw blankets.
Like thin ones?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I think people that leave the fan on all the time like to cuddle up, and that helps me sleep, is when I'm cold and I have to cuddle up to stay warm, it's easier for me to sleep that way. So I totally understand it. So anyways, ever since he's passed away, when I wake up in the morning, I was gonna say feeling like P. Diddy. When I wake up in the morning, my fan is pointing in a different direction, almost like someone moved it in the night so I wouldn't be cold.
Creepy.
And I just realized,
but if it's your grandpa, that's so sweet.
I know, it really is. I just realized the direction it's pointing in. It's pointing in the direction of where I have a picture of him at. So it's almost like he's pointing it at himself, because he was the same way, always slept with a fan on.
That's really sweet.
#team fan. Also, shout out to Jamie Boone, who just subscribed for the 2nd month in a row, and it says ka-chow.
Ka-chow.
Robin says it all the time. And that's a really sweet story. It's not over. There's still a little bit left to go. It said, this could be me just hoping it's him or whatnot. I'm a firm believer in the supernatural /paranormal. I feel like it's his way of saying hi and that he's okay. In
That's really
parentheses,
cool.
he was sick for a very long time.
Aw.
That is sad. It's always sad when you see someone that's struggling and someone that's sick.
Yeah.
So it's nice to know that you have found this like form of peace in this thing that you've seen, and it's not silly, and we're glad that you shared it with us. It goes on to say he was also a badass. I'll put one of my favorite photos of him below. So that's my story. Sorry it's long and not so scary-ish. And like we say, these are the stories that we get a lot, so
Yeah.
it's totally okay. I've had a lot of paranormal experiences, so if you want
Thank
more,
you so
let me know.
much.
We always do. Shout out to Chessicat98 who just subscribed as well on Twitch. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Also, if you decide to read this on the podcast, could you let me know, please? I'll be sending you an email as soon as this show is over to let you know that it's going to be on the air. I mean, it's on the air right now live, but it's also going to be going out to the masses on Friday. Thanks a lot for reading, and much love, Cheyenne, and a heart. Well, thank you,
so
Cheyenne,
much.
for sending that. We appreciate it. We get so many different stories about people that feel like they have the presence of a loved one that's passed away around them, and it's a common theme, and I think it's a really good thing to share because it makes other people like feel less lonely when they lose someone that's really, really close to them.
Yeah.
So I really do appreciate you sharing it. So let's take our first break of the night and look over into Stream Chat and see what you wonderful folks had to say. This is typically the shortest break that we take during the show because everyone's just getting here
Yeah.
and saying hi and hello and all that fun stuff. Looks like Stefan Vicente, and I might be saying Stefan because that's how my friend's name is spelled. It might actually be Steven, is saying, I'm Hodor from Discord. Welcome, Hodor, from Discord. We're very happy to have you here. Thank you for joining us. And
It's so cool to see names that we see a lot. That's kind of how we get to know you guys. We see you most of the time. You know what I mean?
You guys filter in, and it's really cool when you tell us, like, I'm this on this other social media.
Yeah.
Because we remember your names. We really do. We recognize all of you guys.
Like Discord and stuff, it's a lot easier to memorize people when we see you guys all the time. So
it definitely is.
It's kind of cool.
Hi to all my folks over in YouTubeville. I will be covering your chat. Robin will be taking the Twitch. And, we might go back and forth depending on if one of the channels is being a little bit quiet. So we have a lot of people.
I just have a lot of hellos.
Yeah, I have a lot
Hello,
of hellos
everybody.
We have a lot of people that have been granted moderator power. So if we have any people that come in that just say something obnoxious or rude, feel free to just go ahead and mute them. It's a mute typically, I think, for 500 seconds, depending on which one you're on, but it's usually around there. That way no one has to worry about it, and it also will block the message because we had one person that just seemed intent on being rude last week, and we don't want anyone to have to put up with that. We're not going to engage with that stuff anymore, so feel free to mute and block if need be. But I think just about everyone is really, really respectful. We've had people pop in before, names that we've never recognized, said something in chat, and it's kind of been a troll, but we've had people be like, would you rather eat 1,000,000 snakes or take a poop for a year? Where it's like, that's weird. However, we're about to talk about this for a little bit because it's not a bad question. So you don't have to go too serious with it, but if people are being rude, you guys know what to do, and we appreciate all of you folks that help us out moderating the chat. So shout out to you folks.
Girl Panic, thanks for jumping in. Sorry you can't watch it this week, but hopefully we'll see you next week. Trucky, thank you. I like my scarf too. It's very cold out today, so it is
cold out today.
Like sweater, scarf, coat thing going on. It was so cold, and it's gonna snow. I'm so excited.
Alexandra over in YouTube says, didn't make class today, so I'm here. Yeah, we are better than class. Stay in school though. Critia says,
stay in school though.
Love Robin's hair. So everyone always has something nice to say about your appearance because it's always lovely.
Yeah, I my hair's growing out now, and it's annoying a little bit. So I was looking at our YouTube videos for when we started doing live shows, and my hair was so short. It was ridiculously short. And
looking at the pictures from Japan last year, it is crazy short.
Yeah,
it had just been cut, like right around then.
Yeah, so now I have all this hair, and I don't know what to do with it, and it's just like trying to come up with something new all the time that doesn't make me look like I'm 12.
When we decided we were going to do live shows, I never really considered a whole lot aside from like, it'll be fun, we get to interact with people, but like I'll look in my closet and be like, there's literally nothing I haven't worn on the air, and now I'm going back through my like wardrobe back and forth, and I was like, man, I just wish we had like a wardrobe designer. Like we saw one of the guys from Warehouse 13 in a live panel.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I told him I only wore Armani, was it?
I think it was like Prada. I look really
Prada.
good in Prada.
Yeah,
and
so his entire wardrobe for all the seasons he shot of that show is Prada, and he got to take home all of that stuff when the show ended. And I'm like, that's what we need. It's like we need a sugar daddy to buy us Prada for our show.
But yeah, okay. So I'm at the end. I think
I just have a few other things that people tossed out for funsies. Alexander says, I like the new laptop stickers, Robin.
Thank you. It was a very difficult purge.
It's a labor of love.
I
for sure.
took off all the old stickers, but it left like a horrible layer of gross, sticky bleh. And so I had to go get a whole giant bottle of Goo Gone and get it all off there. And as soon as I started putting more stickers on, I was like, why do I do this to myself? But I was able to put like all my Studio Ghibli stickers on there and like my Overwatch ones. Oh, I don't know. I'm a big fan of
lots of nerddoms.
Yeah, games,
fandoms,
anime, and stuff like that. So I have a whole bunch of stuff on there.
I have 3, and they're all our scary stickers. And I have these 2 new stickers I'm going to put on there soon. And guess what? They're also scary stickers. So yeah, that's what's up. I have more stickers. I just haven't put them on this laptop for whatever reason. It looks like Critia says, Adam needs more stickers on his laptop. This is 100% true. And Minnie Maria says, yes, I made it on time after 2 weeks of not being able to catch the stream. Thank you for joining us. Also, shout out to Glitchgrim, who appears to be in my chat this week and not yours.
I got coasters made. I know I asked everyone what designs they wanted on them. But we ended up just going with the basic, like, design. It's like going to be like a round thing with a little ghost character on it. But we finally got them in. So for Marbles on Stream tonight, whoever wins the Marbles on Stream, we're going to send signed coasters too. So that'll be cool.
That's awesome.
So if you guys
tell your kids, tell your wives, sign coasters for the winners.
So stick around for Marbles on Stream at the end of the cast, I guess.
Cool. I just got an alert that I need to restart my computer for a Windows 10 update. Snooze. That'll have to wait. I have some more YouTube chat. It looks like people are still talking. Maria says, what is your guys' opinion on the new Child's Play movie? The only low-quality image available of Chucky is making me nervous. I hope they didn't stray away too far from the original design. I think it'll probably wind up being better than a lot of the later Chucky movies that were made, like Bride of Chucky and Cult of Chucky, because they started getting really, really campy. So I think it won't be that bad. I just saw the trailer for the new Pet Sematary yet again, and Robin and I are pretty much the same mindset of like, if he doesn't say dead's better the right way, I'm not that interested.
Yeah, earlier I was just like, he says it like a normal person. Not that any other way isn't normal, but I'm just so used to that way that hearing him say it in a regular, just average
sometimes
accent.
dead's better.
Yeah, sometimes dead's better.
Yeah.
It just doesn't sound the same, you know?
Yeah,
so,
I agree. Quick shout out to Neon Scars, who just donated $5 and said, I paid all my bills tonight. Sad face, but y'all make it better. Sorry, I can't do more. We appreciate everything. Yeah. Also, shout out to Akasuna no Kairi 1013, who subscribed on Prime. Thank you so much. You guys are great. Yeah, I love all you guys so much. There's a lot of chat in my YouTube. I'm going to skip through some of the stuff. Lots of people giving shout outs to my luscious lips. You're welcome.
Dang, YouTube's on like...
Yeah, you guys are on some next level shit this week. Yeah, it's supposed to snow in Nevada. We're supposed to get snow for like the next like 2 or 3 days apparently. And looks like Twitch is giving you guys some problems as well.
I'm very excited for snow. It's supposed to start tonight and go through tomorrow. So I'm excited to drive to work tomorrow and have snow falling. It'd be so great.
I hope they call off all your stuff and we can just hang out all day, which would be really fun. Looks like Kaida, K-I-D-A, so I'm going to say Kaida until you tell me to say it differently. He says, I finally got caught up with the whole podcast on Spotify, and now I get to treat myself by watching it live.
Woo!
Cool shades, 3 fist pumps. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate having you here. Thank you for getting caught up. We appreciate that very much. So we hope you guys have a good time. Chime in when we do these emails, and I know a lot of times people get distracted. It's kind of a long show, but let us know what you folks think too, or if you like get triggered by it, and let us know, like not in a mean way, but like, oh, this reminds me of something. It's a good atmosphere for like instant feedback. So Minnie Maria says, Robin, your hairstyle is so cute.
Thank you so much.
Jay says, YouTube fam. You guys are great. I love all of you.
Glitch says we need Stitch Fix, and I totally agree. Stitch Fix, if you want to sponsor us, that'd be great.
What is Stitch Fix?
I'm not giving them ad time. They don't pay me.
Oh, okay. Good to know that you brought it up and then decided that you weren't going to explain it.
Glitch brought it up.
You mentioned it. That's why I'm like, oh, I figured you probably know what it was.
Yeah.
Right on. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this, and you can give us a transition into your forced email of the show.
All right. My forced email?
Forced email.
Is that what you said?
I said first, but I like stretched it out so it sounded like four. You know what? Sometimes dead's better.
Oh my God. Okay. So this one says, my friend's spooky story. And it goes, okay, so first things first. I love y'all so much. Love you too. You guys give me a reason to get out of bed in the morning when good old-fashioned depression hits. That's really horrible that you have to experience it, but it's really nice that we can be there.
Yeah, we understand that feeling all too well, and we want you to know that if you get that feeling, I want you to hear a voice in the back of your head that says, Adam and Robin want you to get up and have a good day.
Aww.
Because that's 100% true, and we mean that for everyone who listens to this.
All right. So, anyway, My name is Talon. I'm 18, if that matters in any way or form. And this short little story isn't one of mine, but a friend of mine told me it's pretty gosh darn short, but it's good. So basically, my friend was about 17 or 18 at the time, and her friend Leah invited her over to her house to play the Ouija board.
Of course.
Superb idea, I know, 10 out of 10.
That's funny.
Do not recommend. They started playing and were asking questions about its life when my friend started recognizing the story it was telling. Now, a quick interruption. My friend told me that Leah was, quote unquote, not exactly the brightest bulb in the bunch.
That's funny.
Mean.
We all have friends that aren't the brightest. That doesn't mean we love them any less. And it's just, they didn't point it out in a really mean way. They just brought up the fact that it's like, I have a friend who introduced me to one of their friends. And they said, hey, this is my friend, Big Dumb Steve. And I was like, why would you call him that? And he's like, it's true. I was like, that's really mean, but I'm not calling you that. And he's like, I don't care. And he was like the nicest guy. But I mean, you know what? Some of us have a friend that we describe that way, so I understand it. It's not that mean.
I don't describe any of my friends that way.
Just me.
So it wouldn't be entirely in her character to fabricate a sort of elaborate story, hence my friend believes it to be real. She also claimed that the planchette was moving incredibly fast as it spelled out its story. What I don't understand is when...
How do you know which letter it's referring to when it moves too fast?
Yes, and then you have to process like these words or these letters together. That's one word. These letters together is a different word.
Aren't you supposed to hold hands in a circle? I can't remember because I haven't done it so long, but I feel like...
You can't hold your hands.
And write down notes at the same time. You know what I mean?
No.
Oh, the planchette. That's right. My bad. Shout out to Carly who just subscribed on Prime. Don't shake your head and think I'm dumb. I don't know how this works.
This is big dumb.
I hate you so much. Who's transcribing what the ghosts are, the spirits are saying is my point.
Okay.
I forgot what people do with their hands because I never Ouija the Ouija board. Okay.
Oh,
my bad, dog.
Okay. So anyway, it was telling its story, yada, 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 when my friend began recognizing the story as Hamlet from Shakespeare. I'm sure you know the basic story of Hamlet, but I like adding
Lion King, you
side
sure
commentary. They were confused, obviously, and then asked the spirit where it lived, and it quite chillingly said that it lived, quote unquote, under the bed.
Wow.
In the email it says, fuck that. That creeped them out enough for them to say goodbye and end their session. They went to put it away when they saw something underneath the bed. A Cliff Notes book on Hamlet. What? Okay.
So whose bed is it? Because that's clearly the person who is moving the planchette. That's what's going through my mind right now.
But then, okay.
Ask it some really detailed questions about Hamlet that wouldn't be in Cliff Notes.
But if it's the person that did that, I mean, it has to be, if that friend is not the brightest bulb in the bunch, how would she memorize the story?
Maybe she had just read it. That could be. I mean, it might just be fresh in the mind. Like, just because you're a big dumb friend doesn't mean like you don't have things you like. It's like maybe you just went and saw Fast and the Furious and your big dumb friend is like, my name is Dominic Terberber or whatever his name is. And it's like, oh my God, we contacted a spirit. It's like, I think it's just fresh on the mind. And if you find evidence of the story that was just told to you, it really sounds fishy at this point.
Okay. Creepy as hell, I know. And maybe it was her friend Leah playing a prank, but still very eerie nonetheless. She told me a second, not as scary story as well, but that's for another time, mon amis. Anyway, anywho, thanks for reading and thanks for being a lovely little constant in my life. It really helps to listen to the weekly episodes and anxiously await each each one. So thank you. I love you guys to the ends of the universe and keep creeping. With warm regards, Talon. Also, I'm traveling from Little Rhode Island to Las Vegas next week. Oh man.
Snap. Oh, you've been here and left then.
Yep. And I'm going to Zach Bagel's Haunted Museum. You can't stop me, Adam.
I would never, ever, ever stop you.
Thank you so much, Talon, for sending us your story.
I do appreciate that.
I think that's pretty funny.
That's a good one. I do feel like when it comes to Ouija boards and stuff like that, people have some like really scary stories, and sometimes people have these ones where I do get skeptical. That tickled my skeptic bone, and I do think that your friend might be a little bit full of crap. Shout out to Jaxie Babe, who has subscribed with Twitch.
Thank you so
shout
much.
out most of our people who are subscribing tonight have been on a streak of like 5, 6, or 7 months, and for whatever reason, it's not shouting out the length of your streak. We know. Robin and I know, just because the little crazy ghost haunter isn't letting us all know. We know what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, for that one, I think that your friend was going through. I wish someone in that circle would have been like, I know this story. Let's ask some really deep cut questions and see if they have the knowledge of it. Because I think that would have really exposed whether or not you were talking. I mean, it's a fictional work too. It's not like you were talking to
I've
the
never read
Hamlet.
Hamlet.
You've never read Hamlet?
No, I've never read any Shakespeare.
Have you seen Lion King? Lion King is the story of Hamlet
Can
basically
you feel the
told.
love tonight?
I mean, I just can't wait to be king. I wonder if it spelled that out at some point because it's like, wow, that's some messed up nonsense. Anyways, fun stuff. All right, let's look over and see what you fine folks have had to say in the stream chat. There's been a lot of stuff going by.
I can't see where I stopped. Okay. Chessy Cat says it's been so cold here. Not even any snow, just cold.
It's because it gets cold and then it gets really, really windy, and that cold just carries through and cuts through. Like, I don't have a very heavy coat except like a full-blown, full-length winter coat, you know, and I don't bust that out, so the wind just cuts right through usually what I wear.
Yeah.
So.
Town Baby says hello from the Bay Area. Love you guys.
Hello. We love you too.
Jang Me says giving me Hufflepuff vibes. This is literally a Hufflepuff scarf.
Yep.
It literally says Hufflepuff. It's like a little thing. I don't know. I love Harry Potter and I'm totes a Hufflepuff, so that's me. I saw Adam showed me that stupid Family Guy meme.
It's the Meg Family Guy meme where she's like, "You guys always say that you're better than me," and you can tell the rest.
And so they made Meg be Hufflepuff, and then all the other houses
were all the other characters.
And I'm just like, that's rude.
I got sorted into Ravenclaw, and I wasn't happy about it. I would have been happier as a Hufflepuff, because I always thought I was a Gryffindor, and then I was like, I don't really know what I am. I'll take the official test. It's like, you're Ravenclaw. And I was just like, who's famous that's Ravenclaw? It's like, that liar professor from the second movie, and like, that's it. So I'm not happy about that. Looking over into the YouTube chat, Nat says, hey guys, can't be here much tonight, just stopping by to say hi. If you're still
Thank
here,
you so much.
What's up, Nat? Thank you for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Jangmi says, I have some stupid friends, but they're sweethearts and hard workers. That's really sweet.
I mean, that's just because you're not like intellectually adept does not mean that you're not an awesome person. So I don't feel like it's mean to say someone might not be like the sharpest knife in the drawer, the brightest bulb in the bulb drawer or whatever, but it is just it is what it is.
Yeah.
Looking over here, Leo Chacha says, we are on fleek, as the young kids say. You guys are. YouTube chat. My home dogs.
Beast Nerd says, what up, guys from Mexico City? What up?
I can't believe you're watching in Mexico City.
I hope
that is awesome.
You're having fun and seeing all the spooky sights there are to see and hitting up them stories. I think that's super cool.
I don't know why Twitch doesn't like us so much, because a lot of people are having trouble on Twitch and they're switching over to YouTube. They're saying that they're having trouble with it freezing and a bunch of other stuff. It's just so weird because it's the same stream that leaves this computer right here that goes to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So if there's something wrong with the stream, I don't know why YouTube doesn't suffer from it, but it's annoying. So let's hope it clears up by the time Marbles happens, so that way everyone can switch back and then we can all Marbles together. So I'm going to scroll, I should say, a little bit more. You can keep going as well.
Let's see. Yeah, so everyone was having the issues with the months not showing up, how their streak shows up. But we know because we've seen you guys.
We're not giving out any specific awards. I think they do get badges depending on how many times they've subscribed, so we'll have to figure out what's going on with that. What else do we have over here? Keita says, don't at me, but with my Ouija board experience, we have a friend that wants to observe and write down what the board is saying, and the rest get cursed. That's hilarious. I don't know. It's like doing a decoder ring. Like, you have to write down the letters as you go, or else you're just going to like try and like figure out what it's saying. But what if you mistake like therapist for something else?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've all seen that Jeopardy skit. What's his name? I forget the name of that actor. The guy that's playing Sean Connery on Jeopardy. It's on Saturday Night Live, so it's a spoof.
Oh.
And the category is therapist. He's like, I'll take the rapist for 200.
Oh my god.
And Alex Trebek is like, what is wrong with you? It's hard when you don't have a space bar on a Ouija board. That's my point.
Jaxie Babe, did you read their little message when they subscribed?
I did not.
So it says, woo, hashtag Adam's Luscious Lips, hashtag Robin deserves a hashtag too.
Aw.
I do, but
It's
I don't know.
Kind of
what
odd.
would
It didn't
ever
actually give me the message on here, too.
It's super odd.
Lots of technical errors coming on Twitch's side tonight, so we'll make sure to keep updated and see if there's any other messages. There might have been one for Carly and Akasuna no Kairi.
Beast Nerd says, guys, I'm going to an abandoned monastery on Friday. Hopefully it's good and not, don't bring stuff back with you.
Beast Nerd, sometimes dead's better, okay?
Oh my gosh. Jangmi says, I also used to feel bad for getting Slytherin, but then I read the books again, and now I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
That's funny.
Being Slytherin does not necessarily
it means
mean
you're
bad.
really smart.
It just means you're smart and you're
cunning. It's a nice way of saying conniving.
No. I just think
little bit conniving, maybe a little
I
bit.
just think they're very like, this is what I want, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes.
And
to
I will
get what I
destroy
want.
the world to get it. Jace
But,
says, bro, I watch Ghost Adventures for the fun of it. I want to see how bad it gets. I would love to have that attitude, and I kind of started watching the Demon House documentary with that attitude, and it just got to a point where I was like, I can't keep doing it. And then someone told me later on, like, he goes blind and all this other stuff happens, and I'm like, man, I'm so glad I stopped watching it.
Harry Potter is bae, says, I'm a Slytherin. Oh, I love Harry Potter. Love it.
Keita says, wait, I forgot to mention my name is pronounced Ki-da. So,
Oh, cool.
God, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hate saying people's names wrong, and like I called Jangmi Bun.
Jangmi Dun.
The first time it's Jangmi Boone, and she doesn't let me live it down because of it. My bad, dogs. So I have a few more things, but it's a little bit back and forth. People saying that they're Hufflepuff. There's a lot of Hufflepuff out there.
Meadows is my wife and I have Harry Potter pillowcases. Mine is Slytherin, hers is Gryffindor. I have the ones that say mischief managed. So
That
one
one's cool.
says mischief and one says managed.
Jace is a Ravenclaw. Shout out to Ravenclaw. Kita is a Gryffindor. We don't have a lot of...
But I've never met a lot of Gryffindors, TBH.
I haven't either. There's not a lot of Slytherin over in there, too.
Yeah.
Oh, someone put down hashtag luscious hair.
A lot of my friends
That's for
are
you.
Slytherin.
Are they?
Yes. So I have a lot of friends that are like Gabriella. Gabriella is Slytherin.
Cameron's a Slytherin as well.
Yeah. So I have a lot of...
Gabriella is not a Slytherin.
Yes, she is.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I identify a lot of things about Gabriella with like more like Gryffindor style type of stuff.
You can ask her.
I'll ask her, I know, but I just see her as a Gryffindor in my mind. She's one of the people that would be with Harry telling him how dumb he is and like figuring everything out. That's who like Gabriella kind of is. And then she'd also be like doing Hermione's hair and be like, girl, you look good now. Let's go fight this guy.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
All right. I think I'm next on the... I have no more YouTube chat left over there. So if you have Twitch chat, you can keep going.
It's all just people saying like, I'm this. So
yeah, there's a lot of
Lots
shout outs
of
to the houses
Hufflepuffs.
right now.
Shout out to my Hufflepuff homies.
Alexandra's a Ravenclaw. She says her boyfriend is a Slytherin. It says Slithering, but I'm sure it's not correct. Okay, so I'm going to move on into my second one of the evening, and this subject is stories. And also, I love your podcast.
Thanks for joining us, Ralph.
Way to sneak that in. We appreciate that in the subject. And the story goes like this. Hi, Adam and Robin.
Hello.
Hello. We had pause there. First and foremost, thank you all so much for your podcast and for creating such an awesome community. We appreciate that. We didn't create it. You guys
created the community.
You guys flocked around us, and we appreciate all of you.
But you
You're
made
so great.
the community what it is, and I really want to shout out to Carly, who really was the start of our Discord.
Yeah, she was like, "Can I help you make a Discord?" And we're like, "Yes, please." We not know what
we
do.
would not have one without her. So shout out to you, Gur.
Yeah, I mean, you can like give people titles like admins on Twitch or whatever, like community managers. But so many of you guys bring people into the community, and you exemplify what it is to just be a good person, and it just attracts good people, and we do appreciate you guys so much. So thank you guys. I'll now get back into this email. I sent in a story back in November, in parentheses, the little kid that ran into something in the kitchen and tripped going up some stairs. I do remember that one.
That's hilarious.
I meant to add more stories to the message, but like
Thank
a dumbass.
you so much for donating.
Thank you, Wings1607, who donated $5.31. It says, instead of a beer, you can have my $5.
Aww.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's an expensive beer, too. You
Well,
can get like a... I just think
like
of like
a
a
12%
case...
like solid IPA.
I'm thinking about walking down the like aisle in Walmart. Walmart is the thing that's royalty free that I can say.
You're mixing up Aldi's and Walmart together.
I am. Yeah, but you can walk down the aisle and find a Dirty 30 for like $10 there.
Fuck is it? Ew.
It's like old style typically, or like Natty Ice Light or something really gross like that for $10. 30 beers, and it tastes like as strong as one IPA.
No. I've gone to a pasty shop with my sister before, and I literally got a cup of beer like this big. I think I paid like $13.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was like a 14%. It was high.
That's nice.
It was great though.
Shout out to Harry Potter is Bay, who has followed us on Twitch. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
I will get back to this email, meow.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so they hit send and forgot to add their extra stories. So they have sent their extra stories. Quick shout out to anyone out there who's like, I'll send you more stories later. Send them now. We would like for you to send them in, because a lot of you guys have been like, I'll send them sooner or later. There's no time like today. No time like the present. Carpe diem nuts. Do it today. So, as always, these are free to share on the podcast if you'd like. Smiley face. What?
Sometimes the stuff that comes out of your mouth, I'm like, did that really just come out of your mouth?
It did. My bad. Shout out to Stephen Trung, who has followed us on YouTube. I hope I said your last name right. If not, I apologize. My first story took place about
Wait.
5...
No, hold on.
I don't know why I'm waiting now.
I was just like, wait, is that my cousin Steven? If it is. But if it's not, then hey.
I like how you do things for the visual medium and not the audio medium. If it is, and then the people listening right now are like, did she flip off the camera?
No.
What just happened?
Two tap, love you, bro. And I miss you, my cousin.
Aw, that's sad.
But if it's not, then hey.
Hey, you reminded Robin of her cousin, so thank you. All right, getting back to it. My first story took place about 5-ish years ago when my grandfather passed away from a stroke. That's sad. A lot of grandpas passing away. I think we probably talked about some really sad story, probably around the time that these emails were all sent in and people were all in a sharing mood, which is a great thing because that means later on we're going to have a new batch of these where people are like, let me tell you about some sad thing that happened and some nice thing that happened afterwards. So the grandfather has passed away from a stroke. My sister and I were actually the first to show up at the hospital when our mom got the call he'd passed. He and I had been very close. I saw him as a father. After the funeral, I got super depressed. One night, I'd passed out on the couch upstairs in my mom's house. I guess she didn't want to move me, so she left me there and turned off all the lights in the house before she went to bed. I woke up in complete darkness many hours later and noticed a figure standing with their hand on the stair rail. I smelled my grandfather's cologne and saw that it was him. He looked the same as he was when he was healthy, but a little faded, like when photos get left in the sun. That's a really good description, actually.
Yeah.
My grandfather waved at me and smiled. I started to cry and said, "Hi, Lolo." In parentheses, Lolo means grandfather in Tagalog.
It's so funny because
We've had multiple people say that.
So now we know.
Yeah.
Because we just have learned a whole bunch of different things because you guys tell us all this stuff. So it's like when we read it, I'm like, I know what this means.
It's funny because
so
I read
cool.
that line. I'm like, oh my God, did we read this one already? And I'm like, no, this is a new story. It's that just is something that people let us know. Hey, this is what that means.
It's awesome that you guys let us know what they mean because we're
less ignorant because of you.
Right. And we're learning because of these stories that you guys tell us. So it's
and it's not just
cool.
us. Anyone who's listening now knows Lolo means grandfather in Tagalog. So it's a good thing. So getting back to it, he waved again and started to go down the stairs. Then I immediately started feeling tired and went back to sleep. I told my mom and sister about it the next morning. They told me that he probably saw that I was taking everything really hard and wanted to let me know that everything was okay. I cried like a bitch. In parentheses, again. Yeah, that'll happen. Side note, and super tangent, every year I do my best to visit his and my grandmother's graves on their birthdays. I always bring desserts and peanut butter sandwiches, which was their favorite. That is awesome. I used to go see my grandfather's grave every Valentine's Day.
Really?
Yeah, he died on Valentine's Day.
Well, I know that part. But
Yeah, so I'd go there on Valentine's Day and leave 2 flowers. Well, 1 flower for him, and then when my grandmother passed away,
That's so
I'd
cool.
leave 2 flowers. I haven't done that since I moved out here, actually. So my second story takes place during a family vacation that we took to Washington, D.C. when I was in high school. My older sister saw the Decatur horse on a Travel Channel. I have no idea what that is, and we'll have to Google it. Travel Channel show and thought it would be an awesome place to visit. My dad and stepmom agreed. My younger sister and I, being little shits, tagged along reluctantly. It's so funny how many things you do when you're a kid that you just don't want to do. And when you look back on it, you're like, man, why did I complain so much? That's a really good memory I have. Okay, getting back to it. We joined up with a small group, in parentheses, there were probably no more than 8 of us. While everyone else was following the guide around and listening to the history, my younger sister and I hung around the back of the group. We were bored out of our minds. I can just see them following these people oh, this is taking 1,000 hours and complaining about everything. We were bored out of our mind. Important note, I had a tote bag on my shoulder and a little keychain hanging from the strap. It looked like a mummy with a bell. We took a turn down a hallway and I suddenly felt a hard tug on the strap. The bell jingled and I heard a little kid laugh. I turned around.
That's creepy.
It is. I turned around quickly and there was no one there. This wouldn't have been creepy except for the fact that there was no one in the tour group under the age of 15. There were no little kids anywhere, and we were the only tour currently running. My younger sister stared at me and asked, "Dude, did you hear that laugh?" I nearly crapped myself.
Oh my god.
That's super, super creepy. Just children's laughter when there's no children present is creepy along.
Kids creep me out. And maybe it's because I don't have one yet, but
I think they're still going to creep me out.
The idea of children's laughter frightens me.
Just in general or just when they're not there?
When there shouldn't be any.
Okay, I was going to say, hearing your child laugh has got to be a magical moment.
When I drive past a playground. I don't know.
So driving past where they're supposed to be, hearing them laugh, you're like, ugh, I hate them.
That's a joke. No. But yeah, no, the idea of hearing children's laughter down the hallway when there shouldn't be freaks me out. Or like if I have neighbors, like if we lived in an apartment and we had neighbors with kids and I would hear them through the wall, I would probably freak out.
That's so funny.
It's just, I don't know.
I don't know how many of you are young enough, or I should say old enough, to remember the Andy Dick show. The Tom Green show got super popular out of nowhere back when I was in like high school. And then he got testicular cancer and he was off the air for a little while he dealt with that. They put Andy Dick into his time slot, and it was a different show. He didn't take over the show, and Andy Dick show was like a lot of sketches and stuff like that. No, Andy Dick is much different than Andy Griffith. But he had one skit that was called Marilyn Poppins, and it was Marilyn Manson mixed with Mary Poppins.
Was it good?
So it was so funny though, because it's like all the little kids are British and they're running around the houses being jerks. And then like someone comes in and they're like, "Look, it's Marilyn Poppins," and it's Marilyn Manson. It's Andy Dick dressed up like Marilyn Manson.
Okay.
But he looks around.
They got Marilyn Manson to do it.
He has an umbrella and he's like twirling and he looks around. He's like, "I smell children," and he does it in the Marilyn Manson voice. And that's what you reminded me of just now when you're like, children's laughter. Ugh. So fun stuff. Shout out to Andy Dick. That show was really underrated.
Okay.
I'm gonna get back to this because it's not over. It says, anyways, that's all I have for now. I'll send more in a future email if it's okay. Please do send it meow. You guys are seriously the best, and your Instagram posts from Disneyland were absolutely adorable. You guys make my morning workouts awesome. Thank y'all again for everything. Love and hugs from Texas, Kristen. Thank you so much for sending that, Kristen. We appreciate it. We're glad that we can make your workout better, because when I work out, all I can think about is dying. But that's mainly because I've been doing cardio to try and lose some of my fat. So I'm not the big dumb friend. I'm just the dumb friend. So fun stuff. That was really good. I do appreciate that.
Dummy.
That's my favorite insult, is to call someone a mouth-breathing dummy. It's from the league. It's really insulting, and it's just so much fun to say. Right on. Let's see what you folks had to say from that email and get some responses.
I gotta scroll up. I gotta use my screen to scroll up because my mouse died.
Still not using that trackpad.
It doesn't work like yours. Okay, I can't.
Mine doesn't work like it's supposed to either. That's fine.
See, now I'm just like highlighting things. No.
Lots and lots of YouTube chat.
Lots of Twitch chat too.
Good. I'm glad to see it. I love it when you guys interact.
I
was really nervous we were going to get spammed with a bunch of trolls, but we haven't had like anything so far. So if we have, the moderators are doing a great job.
Jang Mi says, our entire household is Slytherin. You may call our house the dungeon.
Wow.
Troll.
More like basement.
Troll in the dungeon.
If there was a house that would populate a basement as like their living quarters, it would be Slytherin, without a doubt.
Hufflepuff's in by the kitchen.
That makes sense. That sounds like I should be a Hufflepuff.
Let's see. Harry Potter's Bay says Brendan Urie is a god. Brendan Urie is absolutely incredible. I love him. He is so ridiculously talented.
We saw them live.
Yes, and it was amazing.
I was really like kind of nervous because someone that has a voice like that, you wonder how much of it is studio magic and how much of it is like real. Because we haven't seen Fall Out Boy live. We saw a stream of Fall Out Boy live.
And it was bad.
Yeah, Patrick Stump was struggling a little bit. I don't know if his voice was blown out or what the case was, but it definitely did not sound like album stuff. And when we saw Panic at the Disco, I was like, damn, like Brandon Urie fucking rocks.
He's good.
He's really good.
And Michael Bublé, too. Michael Bublé live is really good.
Bublé is really good.
We're big concert
I was really
people.
skeptical about going to see Michael Bublé, and when we were there, I was like, damn, he is talented as
and he did like, what is that one Daft Punk song?
Get Lucky.
Yeah,
he did a cover of Get Lucky, and it was sweet.
I was just like, this is so cool.
It was good. Glitch Grim says, that good old Steel Reserve. I'm glad someone out there knows cheap beer. I know cheap beer and cheap vodka because I was pouring an alcoholic in college.
I didn't drink till I was 20.
You're a good person. Jace over there in YouTube chat says, YouTube chat makes my heart go, and it's a million different hearts, heart emojis. So way to represent YouTube chat.
Wings1607 says, stouts, sir. I don't know. I'm a big IPA person. I don't drink.
I'm not educated enough in the beer community and the ways of hoppiness.
I like very hoppy beers.
I like beer.
I don't like Guinness. Can't do Guinness.
I love me some Guinness. I like beer, and I like the sensation of being drunk but not wasted. So if I have a beer that like tickles my tongue and makes me feel good about it, I'll drink it. And if I have a beer that does not taste good, I'll drink it because that's just the way I am. I just barely drink though. I don't really drink anymore, but I don't mind either way. It's always nice when you can drink less and get drunk because then you don't have to pee as much, which is, a nightmare when you break the seal and then you pee a million times. So what else do we got here? Alexandra says, yes, do it today. I'm so sorry. Yes, do it today. Don't be like me and say you'll do it and keep forgetting. That's so funny.
Jaxie Babe says, it's the best place to come and escape for a little while. Our community is absolutely great. Let's see, escape for a little while or a little while.
Sakura says, oh man, I am late. Or am I late? No, kind of. Like 30 minutes. You missed 2 stories. No big deal. You're here. That's what matters. Thank you for joining us. Also, congratulations one more time. Thank you for letting us be part of your pregnancy announcement. That was super fun. We did pregnancy announcement last show, and then the next day, Sam and Andrew got married.
It was great.
It was really good
amazing.
2 days. 777 just donated $20, and it says,
Thank you so
Robin,
much.
tomorrow's the perfect chance to sing Let It Go, since it'll snow. LMAO. 777, you crushed it. And that completely reminds me, I got in the mail last night, too. When I came home, I found in the mail a cheerleader outfit that I fit into, too. I got the, like, big
it's a skirt
size.
And everything. I'm embarrassed to look at it.
It's a skirt. She was just, like, looking at me like, I can't take my eyes away. So this weekend, I'll be posting, I guess we'll be posting a video of my legs having my legs are different people, having its hair removed.
How about I'll sing one chorus of Let It Go, and you'll be in the outfit while I sing it in the background.
That works. I'll do interpretive dance to it. That'll be fun. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's really good stuff.
Okay.
Glitch Grim says, I need my Golden Girls squad here on YouTube, LOL. As much as I understand all wanting to be in the same place, I am very happy that it's working for some people over in Twitch.
Yeah.
Because it's just so annoying that so many of you guys get moved over to YouTube. But hey, as long as something works for you folks, we appreciate having you here.
Mothboy says, these stories always give me good feels, but also sad feels.
I'm the same way. I like bittersweet stories.
So,
Tug at my heartstrings.
That's why I feel like we can't finish the episode on a sad story, because then I'm just like, but you can't really control that. I guess technically you can control it.
Yeah, I mean, my mom can warn me and be like, hey, don't finish with this one, but sometimes we do.
Blip, 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 blip.
Alexander, they're talking about YouTube fam over in the YouTube chat. Alexander says, start singing, we are family.
Chessy Cat says, the cry face reminds me of No Face from Spirited Away when it's in the chat on the TV.
That's funny.
It definitely does look like that now that I'm looking at it.
Shout out to KGiraffe24 who just subscribed on Twitch Prime. We love you. Thank you so much. We appreciate it so much.
I had a No Face sticker that I wanted to put on my laptop too, but I was like, no one's going to know what it is. It's just going to look like this tiny little thing. But then I'm looking at it now. It's like there's like Totoro and Haku and, well, backwards, you know what I mean. But you can't really tell either. So I'm just like, maybe I'll put it on and put it in this corner or something. I don't know. It's my own dilemma.
That's funny.
Anyway.
There's a lot of chat over there about different stuff. Anna says, help, I need a fantasy genre style last name. You can use your last name and just put an unnecessary apostrophe in it and pronounce it the exact same way.
Anything I've learned from Kingdom Hearts is put an X in it.
Yeah, I guess that would work too.
Let's see.
Mario over there on YouTube says, barely found this podcast. It has quickly become one of my favorites.
Aw,
Smiley
thank you
face.
so much.
We appreciate all your guys' support because sometimes we do it and I'm just like, is this good? Sometimes we have episodes and I'm just like, was it good? Like, I like the content we made. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you just never know if like people are going to enjoy it. So it's nice to hear that you guys do enjoy it.
I enjoyed this last episode that we did.
It's a lot of research.
The President's Day stuff, because I think that stuff is funny and cute. And it's not super scary or anything. It's just like fun, like national treasure type stuff.
I enjoyed digging up the Dudley Town information and realizing like this Dudley curse is directly related to like the Tudor family and all the beheadings and all that crazy stuff that actually happened. Because I was like, this means there's going to be records that this guy existed. And I was like, there's so much to this. Like, this guy was beheaded and his son was beheaded and his son was beheaded. And I was just like, this is kind of cool. For something that's supposed to be a curse, it definitely has some information to support the fact that the family was definitely not cursed, I guess is the best way to put it. They didn't really have a good run for about like 200 years.
Let's see. Jangmi says children's laughter with children around is scary. Carly says mom of 3 years and kids are still creepy as hell.
Alexander says something about being the Disney. This is the Disney Channel for.
She corrected it later. She said 3 children, not 3 years.
That's funny.
Okay, you go. What did
I gotta scroll up and find what this says. I'm trying to scroll with my trackpad, and it's like.
Sounds like you need a touch screen.
I would love to have a touch screen, but I don't have money for a touch screen.
My computer was half the price as yours. Just saying. I'm
Okay,
broke
thank you.
ass.
I still don't have money to buy half the price of this. Alexander says, we are the spooky friends, and you're watching the Disney-ish channel. Okay, that's funny. And then it says, starts trying to draw a Mickey head, but fails miserably.
I can draw a really solid dead mouse,
If I tried to draw
but
the
I
Mickey
can't
head,
draw the Mickey head.
if I tried to draw the Mickey head, it would wind up looking like a wiener, and it wouldn't be on purpose. It's just what would happen. What else is in here?
I love Disney
Jace
so much.
says, no, we draw the ghost. And then someone says, does the ghost have a name? It was still Jace.
The
ghost
ghost
doesn't
does
really
not
have
have a
We
name.
were saying we were going to name it, and then we never did.
Yeah.
So.
I'm sure a name will come up in the future. It'll be like Fall Out Boy. Someone's going to shout it out and we're going to be like, yeah,
Yeah, that's
you.
the name. Those of you who don't know, that's how Fall Out Boy got their name. They didn't have a name as a band. They asked the crowd or the audience for a name, and someone yelled out Fall Out Boy. Or at least that's the legend.
Jaxie says, laughter in the middle of the night, living in an apartment, chills every time. And then Carly says, 7 years. So 3 children, 7 years.
Wow. Sam says, what about Sam, the scarish ghost? That's kind of cool because like our first fan was named Sam. And one of the people that helped inspire the show was named Sam. So that's not that bad. We'll think on that one. Good suggestion, Jace. Or Gus the Ghost. There's a lot of stuff. I'm scrolling pretty quickly because there's a lot of chat here, and I'm starting to lose some of it because it's going through the top.
Jangmi says, I have a friend whose daughter's laugh is so creepy sometimes she'll stare at you when you're sleeping.
That's super creepy.
Get out. Get out now. That's so scary.
Leo Chacha says, I like big butts. I'm not sure if that was attached to something, but that's what it says.
Jaxie says, hashtag Robin's Rockin' Banks. That sounds like a porn site.
That does. Robin's Rockin' Bangs, Bangs.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not saying someone should Google it right now to see if it exists, but I am curious.
No. Let's see. Jessica says, panic shows are amazing. I've been 4 times. I wish I could have afforded to go this year.
The first one we went to was like $80,
well,
right? And the most recent ones were so expensive.
No, I paid $220 for 2 tickets.
Yeah, so 110.
Yeah, it was expensive, but we got to see Panic at the Disco, who played a full, complete set.
Yeah.
We got to see Atlas Genius. We got to see Borns.
Andrew in the Wilderness.
And Andrew in the Wilderness. But Panic.
Borns is really good.
Borns
I was very impressed. I wasn't expecting
really
a lot
good.
from Borns, and I was like, they're really good live. I was very impressed.
Yes, I was just entranced by the drummer. She was like using one of those synthesizer type drum sets. It was really cool.
Their lead singer, man, like you hear Borns, they sing "Electric Love." That's the song, right? That's the big single that came out.
Yeah.
And you hear that version, and then you see him sing it live. You're like, damn, like that is how he sounds. So it's pretty impressive. I am done with my YouTube chat.
Okay.
So a lot of people. I'm done with it. Doesn't mean I read everything. There's some Totoro talk over there. A couple of different names are
You're
getting
skipping
tossed out
on
as well.
Totoro? What's wrong with Totoro?
Someone. I just want to be at the end. Someone said they saw Totoro for the first time and they're really excited. Leo Chacha says, I love Totoro. I was watching it and got emotional towards the end. I ended up making a Totoro felt doll. That's super cool.
That's cute. I absolutely loved the Studio Ghibli movies. I love Totoro. I've made like perler Totoros. And I don't know. He's so adorable. I have that big green sweater that has Totoro right on the front. All the characters are so cute.
Minnie Maria says, LOL, how? The Mickey head shape is significantly different from the shape of a wiener. You sure that ain't just your hand Freudian slipping at him? LOL, JK. It's not Freudian. It's conscious. It's not subconscious. If I draw the shape of what could be 2 testicles, a shaft will eventually follow from simple muscle memory. I've drawn too many dicks in my day.
You're that kid that drew all the penises in the car.
That's why I thought that show was so funny because I was like, I should have. If I could go back in time, I would make this fake documentary when I was on the announcements in high school because it would be the funniest thing in the world. They also never would have let me show a documentary about someone who drew dicks all over cars. But yeah. I've mentioned it before. Maybe you weren't here for that, but I used to run in high school. Me and my friends used to run into every classroom. We had chalkboards with chalk, and we'd take all the chalk and steal it. And before we left, we'd draw a giant dick and on the chalkboard, and we'd hide the erasers around the classroom, and then we'd run out. And it was super fun and hilarious, and the teachers absolutely hated us. So
I had friends that would make jokes in Japanese. Because we are from Hawaii, right? So there was someone who made a joke in Japanese because you would write, I think they wrote fish and boat. And the word for fish in Japanese is sakana, right? Sakana. And then boat is boto. So sakana boto. So in Hawaii, it's like sakana dick.
okay.
I don't know. It's just like.
I was like, where is this going?
So I don't know. I just thought it was fun.
We were much simpler in Northwest Indiana. We just drew dicks.
All right. Anyway, continuing on. Drawing Mickey. Name the ghost Wallace. I don't know about Wallace.
Why not Wallace? What's wrong with
I'm
Wallace?
waiting for Robin to read the rusty trombone. What's the rusty trombone?
I know rusty trombone is a sexual position that you could probably find on Urban Dictionary. So
what?
Aside from that, I don't know what they're referencing.
I don't know what it is. I think it's what you're thinking.
Probably.
I don't know what it is. Okay. Wing says there's a Harley bangs Robin porn. Ew, what? Okay, it's gotta be some
yeah,
DC.
some Batman stuff.
Yeah, some Batman.
That is so weird. Send me the link. Not really.
Okay, anyway. My turn to read?
Yeah, so we're moving on into our next email.
I'm going to start reading the next one. The next one is titled, My Dream Made Me Email You. Well, that's cool. Thank your dream for me. Unless it's scary, in which case I don't want to contact it. Hey, Adam and Robin.
Hello.
It was Robin and Adam, but I thought I'd give you some love.
That's nice.
Boop.
I always write the descriptions for all the episodes, and there's never been an episode where I put, hey, Adam and Robin. I always put Robin first, because she's the one that introduces us, and I think she's like the true voice of the podcast.
I also named the podcast, so.
She did, man. And, oh, man, it took so long. We had like 3 days of just spouting out really bad names, and Robin was like, well, it's not going to be super scary. It's going to be scary-ish. And then we both like locked eyes. She's like, it's going to be scary-ish. And it's like, boom, that's a brand. Write it down. She's good.
And it's been a year.
It's been over a year now.
So I'm currently listening to y'all as I'm writing this at work as a systems engineer. Shout out to you, Robin. Women engineers are awesome. Yeah.
Nice. Good work.
If I ever make it, we'll see. Your pod really helps me the long days pass in a government building where your cell service doesn't exist and pretty much every website is blocked. Yeah, it's rough.
Robin knows your plight.
They only recently, where I work in the middle of nowhere, and they only recently put up cell towers or like a cell antenna on the building where we all work. So before that, you were living off the Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi was not good, and then you couldn't go to websites like that had
Pornhub. What the hell's that about?
No, like I'd want to look at like Square Enix or Xbox or something, and you can't because all the gaming sites are blocked. All the anything that has to do with other countries that are linked to other countries, you can't.
That's weird.
Yeah, so it's very, very limited. So it's nice that we have cell reception. I know your pain. Okay, so I don't really have many paranormal stories to tell, but because I am the definition of a skeptic, I still love listening to other stories and things I cannot explain scientifically.
Shout out to skeptics who aren't cynics, because that's really important. Be a skeptic.
Shout out to you Shaniacs.
Wow. I don't know what that means. But seriously though, it's there's nothing wrong with taking everything with a grain of salt, but when you salt everything, where you're like, everything's bullshit, I know everything there is to know.
You gotta salt everything anyway, so the ghosts can't get in.
Yeah, exactly. So this all lines up. Actually, that doesn't make any sense with my metaphor, but hey, shout out to the skeptics who aren't cynics. We appreciate all of you.
There's an Adam in all of us.
Wow. It's really weird. That's not something that I want to put on a button.
Oh, no, I just mean like, because I'm an Adam, I'm a Robin.
I got it. I mean? It just really sounded slightly sexual in a way. So if you want to make that a button, it has to be 2 buttons and then a long button on top.
You and your penis jokes today. I can't with you.
I don't know what you mean about today. It's just sort of constant and consistent since, like, I don't know, 2nd grade.
Anyway, so.
I love getting anyways by Robin. It's my favorite thing. You were messing with me last show, man. You ruined so many transitions. There was like a 3-minute editing window where I'm like, you know what? F this. I'm leaving it in. I don't know if you listened to the show, the last story time. It's all in. When you were just interrupting me over and over, you're like, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I'm going to murder her. It's all in there. It's all documented. So I'll let you go now. I'm going to sit back and sip on my coffee.
A few things that have happened to me, though, like when I was at work and I felt someone walk up and put their hand on my shoulder, but there was no one in the office, or when I heard and then saw my recently deceased grandmother vacuuming her living room floor. That's scary.
That is scary.
I mean, it's not scary, but it's like, holy crap, Grandma, what are you doing?
Seeing anyone that's supposed to be passed away, regardless of if they're like a loving family member, would scare you at first. You'd be like, oh, like, what did I just see?
If they were what they looked like while they were alive, wouldn't be so scary. If they looked like some creature or demon or something from Ash versus the Evil Dead, that'd be totally different.
Or like a ghostly apparition might scare you. Either way, it's as soon as you realize you're observing someone who has passed away, you're going to get a little bit freaked out. So, just saying.
We'll see.
We'll
It
see.
hasn't happened to me yet.
Wow, good to know. We'll see how she reacts.
Or things ending up in a different place than where I set them down. And I have a sleep paralysis and lucid dreaming. I have been... Oh, fuck. Hold up. I've had sleep paralysis and had lucid dreams pretty frequently, but I've learned to control it so it doesn't freak me out like it did when it first began. But the reason I'm emailing you today is because I had a dream that I needed to. And in my dream, it was such an intense need to email you that I knew I had to send something even if I had nothing to say. Aw, that's kind of cool.
I'm emailing you because my dream made me. How's the weather going? I like that. That works for me.
I used to have premonitions when I was in high school, so now I listen to my dreams. So here I am, emailing y'all to fulfill whatever need my unconscious mind has.
You're going to trigger a bunch of people to email us about stuff that they've seen in dreams. This is going to cause an avalanche of other things where they're like, this is what happened to me. So this is for a reason. Just saying.
If y'all ever make it to the South, come check out our cool space and missile shit in the Rocket City, also known as Huntsville, Alabama. It's pretty awesome for sciencey people. Thank you for doing what you do. I love it, Erica. Thank you so much for sending it, Erica. I think that's so cool that you're a systems engineer. I could not do the computer engineering stuff because I walked into a coding class today and it was all ones and zeros on the screen and I was like, what?
It's like that song by Flight of the Conchords where it's a robot. It's like 1000001.
Yeah.
That's what I think whenever I see coding. Or binary, specifically.
I just love Flight of the Conchords. But I think it'd be cool to visit Alabama one day. And I don't know if Carly still lives there. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
But yeah, thank you so much for sending that to us. And we're glad that your mind told you that you needed to because that was cool.
Right on. Let's check out some stream chat. Robin, do your Twitch chat. It looks like Jace has to leave. So I'm going to go into YouTube and make sure we have a moderator that's in there right now. So if you guys get a little bit of audio bleed or like 8-second audio loop back onto it, I'll mute it right away. But I just want to make sure that someone, if Jace is gone, has a band hammer over there just in case we need it. Hopefully we don't have any bleed, but we'll see what happens.
Jazzy said, y'all making Jaxie snort too much.
Good to know.
Let's see. Trip 7 says, so if I want to avoid seeing this so-called video, which website do I avoid?
Oh, Glitch is over there on YouTube, so yeah, we're good. Cool.
Miss Deezy said, I learned what a rusty trombone was from the Andy Dick show. So,
Andy Dick show! Okay, got it.
So it is what you think it is?
Yes. It's gross.
It is gross?
There's a lot of gross things.
Will you tell me later?
Yeah, I'll Google it and I'll show it to you.
Ew, don't show it to
Show
me.
you the definition. I'm not going to show you an actual rusty trombone. When the Andy Dick show came out and they talked about rusty trombone, it sparked all of my friends and I to be like, what other things are out there that we don't know about? And we just found a list and we're just like, ugh, like reading all of them. It was very fun. It was very fun and actually really disgusting. So, all right.
Let's see.
Closing
Wing
that
said,
up. Hopefully we
I
didn't
googled rusty trombone, never image search.
That's so funny.
I'm scared.
I think I realized I was an adult, like kind of becoming an adult, coming into my own as an adult when 2 Girls, 1 Cup came out. And if you don't know what that is, don't look it up because it's really just disgusting. But my friends were all like screaming from the other room when I went in there. It was in my apartment. They were all hanging out and they're all watching the laptop. I'm like, what are you watching? Like, it's called 2 Girls, 1 Cup. I'm like, what is that? And they're like, it's chicks like eating shit. And they're like describing this video.
Stop.
And I was like, why the fuck would you watch that? And they're like, no, come look. I'm like, I'm good, dog. Like, I'm good over here in Adultville. Like, I don't need to see that. I don't need those images burned in my brain. Still have never watched it. Never will watch it. I'm actually proud of that. I don't just draw dicks, ladies and gentlemen. I don't watch shit-eating videos, too.
Wow.
So, proud of myself. I'm a grown-up.
Da-da-da.
I hate this trackpad, dude. Like, I'm scrolling up gently, and then it just shoots it to the absolute bottom.
Let's see. Sorry.
Okay, it looks like someone put a message up that had to get blocked, and they said it might have been a bot. So thank you for being cautious. If you weren't a bot and you just posted a link or something like that, we're just erring on the side of caution, so no big deal. And I think it's only going to be like a slight delay if you want to start talking.
Oh, no.
Again. What'd you do?
No, nothing. So Trip 7 says there's an Adam in me, creepy face. Wing says, does your mom listen to this live, Adam?
She does most of the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Carly says she joins in sometimes.
My mom's not gonna be shocked by anything I say. I've always had a very strict like open book policy on most of the stupid shit I've done in my life. So
Carly says you'll know when Hey Adam's mom floods the chat.
that's funny. I had this one time coming home from a party in the beginning of college. I was like 18 or 19. I was still living at home, so I must have been like 18. And I was Halloween. I walked past my mom going upstairs, and she was leaving for work. So I was out very late, and I was very drunk. And as I was walking past her, she looked at me and she says, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm okay." And she said, "Are you drunk?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And I paused for a minute because my strategy at that point in life had always been like, just tell the truth, because if you lie, you're not going to be able to keep like track of all your lies, and they'll all come crashing down on you. So I was just like, "Yes, I'm drunk." And she's like, "All right, well, I hope you stayed safe. Like, go sleep it off, and we'll talk about this later." I'm like, "Cool." And I walked away from her, and it must have been like the most fulfilling moment for her as a mother, knowing that like she didn't get in my ass, but she told me like she was disappointed in me, and I walked away ashamed. And I walked towards my bedroom, which was at the end of the hall, and on my left-hand side was the bathroom. And I walked past it, almost got to my bedroom, and turned right back around and went into the bathroom and puked and puked and puked because I was just so drunk. I think I might have told this story before, but my friend and I the night before were opening up like the little sweet tart packets that have like 3 sweet tarts in them that you give to kids that are
is that the
trick-or-treating.
time where you just threw up sweet tarts?
Yeah, like it was so funny though, because we were like, okay, yellow is worth 2 points, purple is worth 3, and we assigned each color a number, and then we would open the packet, count the numbers, and then we'd eat them. And like whoever had the most points won. And we did it like for hours, like just getting drunk and eating sweet tarts.
Maybe that's why you threw up.
And like when I puked, man, it wasn't like a puke where you puke and you hear the water hit the water. Like you heard like like rattling because these sweet tarts were just bursting forth from me. And like it was a rainbow in the toilet. And I looked down.
It's gonna give a new meaning to that new sticker that's coming out.
It looked so much like me. And I looked down in the toilet, and it was just like sweet tarts floating on the top. And this is how much I had drank and how much my stomach acid wasn't working. You could still see the S in the sweet tarts. They had dissolved that little over like 4 or 5 hours being in my stomach. And I was just you could just hear it. It was like throwing up Tic Tacs, man. And I could just see my mom. I never saw her, but I could like picture my mom standing in the hallway like, "Yeah, take that, you stupid asshole." So fun story for you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I probably told it like every episode. I always forget the stuff I tell on this show.
So, all right. A lot of talk about pickles. Miss Deasy called it a sweet barfs.
That's funny. It's a good joke.
See.
Alexander says, people believe that Totoro is a representation of the god of death. That's interesting. I still have not seen Totoro. I need to see it.
I thought someone said he's like the spirit of, I don't know, harvesting or something, because he makes all this stuff grow at one point in the movie. I don't know. I don't remember.
It's cool. Also, shout out to Wheel of Time fans who just thought of Rand. Alexander says, Spirited Away is beautiful. I love that look that you just gave the camera, because Wheel of Time is so good.
Let's see. Carly says she's in Georgia now, so but it's right on the border of Alabama.
I've been to Georgia.
I've never been to either of those, so
I've been to Hotlanta. I stopped there on our way to Florida, not for very long, like just to eat a meal, but I've been
for
there.
a hot second.
Yeah, indeed. Robin's been on some like high level puns lately. I hope we get some for the show, because like the last 2 days they've just been like stop and applaud. Like they've been pretty good. So scrolling down some more.
I'm done.
All right, Jace had to step out. Got it. Mag says, wait, so side note, was it in this week's episode that it was mentioned that sleep paralysis was the feeling of falling? Because I got that a lot as a kid. It scared the crap out of me. I don't know if it was this week's episode or last week's story time.
I don't know.
And sleep paralysis.
It was in someone's email.
Yeah, sleep paralysis for some people I've heard. I definitely remember hearing it in the email that they felt like they were falling. In a lot of cases, though, it might have been this week actually, but in a lot of cases, it's just the feeling of being like completely frozen. We watched a movie called Slumber last night, which is about sleep paralysis.
It was good. It had Maggie Q in it. This is all going to be stuff that's going to get put on Patreon, so we're not going to talk about it. Let's not talk about it.
We're not going to go too deep into it. I mean, we're not going to cut things off like, you want to hear what we think about this? Pay us, bitch. We're going to talk about stuff still. We're just going to go like in depth with this movie because we had a lot of things we wanted to say, and we're like, we'll share this for Patreon content. I think for Patreon, we've talked about this a few times before about playing around with the idea of like once a month we have like a movie book club where it's like we're going to watch this movie. You folks should watch it too. We'll post what we think here, and then maybe we can discuss some stuff about it.
Yeah.
Like in the Discord. We don't know if it would be Patreon specific or what that would really be. But we have these ideas of other ways to interact with the community. We just want to streamline them, and we don't want to put too much content behind like a price tag.
Yeah.
So we're going to work something out. But
Yeah.
anyway, Slumber, we liked it. Watch it if you'd like to. It's on Hulu? It's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu. Let's see. Chessie's cat says, I thought Totoro was a forest spirit. Yeah, that's what I think too. I think he's a forest spirit. Trip7 says Twitch is starting to get twitchy now.
Good work.
Nice pun.
Emma over on YouTube says, it happens to me in dreams. Then I wake up with the strangest feeling of falling, but I can feel the bed beneath me. I've had those dreams a lot where I feel like I'm falling and I wake up and I still have that sensation. And I know I talked about drinking a lot this episode, which doesn't normally happen, but my friends used to get really sick from the bed spins. And I think a lot of people suffer from bed spins, and they tell you like it's when you lay down because you're really drunk and the room feels like it's spinning and it makes you very nauseous. And I've had bed spins before, but I'm always just like, this feels like an amusement park ride, or it feels like one of those dreams where I'm falling.
Don't you just put your foot on the ground?
You're supposed to just put your foot on the ground or put your hand on the wall, or a trick to like make sure you like remind yourself of the orientation. But yeah, I've had that happen to me before, and it trained me for bad moments in my life, obviously.
Bad moments in your life, like what?
Like being super drunk and getting the bed spins.
I've only thrown up from drinking twice, and I tell myself I'm never gonna do it again all the time. And
have I been there for both of those?
No, the first one I wasn't even dating you, so
the other one was my birthday.
Yeah,
so
I'm a winner.
We were at a restaurant, and they had a wheel that they would spin like once every 30 minutes.
And
I
was just drinking a bunch because it would
be a new deal every 30 minutes, and like it was like $1 Jaeger bombs, like $1 tequila shots.
But I was like just getting super into the
waitress?
NFL draft, and I was just like getting super excited, like, man, the team needed so and so or whatever.
Oh, we're stuck with Romo for another year. I remember that.
But I drank a lot. And so I got home, laid on my friend's lap like a super Aqua Taco person. And then I was just like, no, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be back. And I never came back.
Yep. I was like, you guys should probably leave. Like, she's really drunk right now. Alexander says, I think that's when you're falling asleep and your body thinks you're dying, so it jolts you awake. That's, man. Like, when you start falling asleep and you kick really hard like that, that happens to me sometimes.
He does that all the time.
It's like every other night. So to me, it doesn't feel like all the time. So yeah, that happens to me sometimes as well. Glitch says, am I going to have to send you a mouse, Adam? So here's the deal. This USB port, there's only one on this side, handles the Stream Deck, which lets me do really nice transitions. Thank you to Connor who got this for us off our wish list. It makes things way easier because if you see me looking down, it's because I have to mark something or I have to adjust something because there's 6 programs open at once. This makes it way easier. That said, I only have 2 other USB ports. This one is for the camera, and I can't run that through a USB hub. And this one is for the microphones, which I also can't pass through a USB hub. And the Stream Deck in the instructions, which is super easy. You just plug it in, then you customize it. You think it would be the easiest thing to run through a USB port? It literally tells you do not run this through a USB hub.
I was just looking at my laptop and I was like, man, our ports look exactly the same. And then I'm like, oh, it's because we both have Asus computers.
Yes, they're very similar computers. But yeah, I can't plug my mouse in. That's
all right. So is it my turn to read?
It is. Minnie Maria over there says, is something wrong with me because I found 2 Girls, 1 Cup pretty tame compared to other stuff out there on the internet. I thought the reactions were a little too dramatic, to be honest. Yeah, the concept is gross, but the execution is weak. IMO. I've never seen it, so I'm going to go ahead and say you're correct. You're completely correct. So there's some gross stuff on the dark web. I'm sure. I've never been there. It scares me. So there's so much. I look at the chat when we stop the email, and I scroll up to see what you folks have had to say. And then by the time I get back down to where it was when we started talking, there's so much more chat to keep going because we're all just talking to each other, and it's really, really fun. So there's a lot of stuff in here more about 2 Girls, 1 Cup. Gonna go ahead and skip most of that. Minnie Maria says, aka Alexandra, true, I didn't find Paranormal Activity scary after all. They may belong to the crowd who did. I really like Paranormal Activity. I didn't like the ending when they make the CGI ghost face. That shit always drives me nuts. Let your practical effects speak to themselves. It's just creepy. It's creepy for anyone who's sleepwalked or live with someone who's sleepwalker. I know Robin's doing some stuff over there on her computer.
Sorry, my internet browser stopped working.
Max says,
but I have my stuff up.
Oh my God, is there not any update to your movie podcast y'all wanted to do? It's going to be coming out in probably 2 weeks. It's been a little bit delayed by life and recording because when you release the podcast, you want to have like at least 3 episodes come out all at once.
Really?
Yeah, because if you just do 1 episode, people might not like come back to it because they have to wait a week. You want to have like a mini backlog, so to speak.
Tell that to David Tennant does a podcast with.
Well, I mean, he can do it because he's famous and people are just going to listen to it no matter what. We're not famous and we just need to be able to coordinate the release, let all of the people who watch this show know because they can go and listen to the new one when it comes out. Rate and review, because like the first 2 weeks of a podcast life getting rated and reviewed, depending on how many you get and how high of ratings they are, they can actually put you on charts like best new podcasts, and that's how your podcast can take off. But we need to record a few more episodes, and by a few more I mean all of them. And we just got our last week we got our logo taken care of by one of our wonderful listeners, Allbrain, who did it for free.
It's
so good.
Cute.
I love this logo so much, and I've updated all of our social medias. I was negotiating with another movie podcast that hasn't posted content in like 5 years, who has one of the social media tags that I want. They got back to me. We went back and forth a little bit. I was trying to kind of push them off of it because I'm like, you guys don't really do anything. You're kind of just squatting this name. And they're like, yeah, but like I'm going to start it back up again soon. I'm like, I don't want to push you off of this. I want to support you and like make content. Like I know you haven't done it in a while, and if you want to get back into it, that is awesome. Keep doing it. You know, so I was really hopeful that we could have like the same, like we have Scarish Pod and Scarish Podcast. And I'm just like, I want to have the same thing for all of them. Spoilers, not going to happen. But we have them all arranged now. And I think we even have our Patreon. We might have that up. I'm not sure yet, but it'll be out in a few weeks. March for sure. I know I said the first week of February, everything went to shit. But hey, I promise you it's going to be out. So yes, there's your update.
He says that, but whether or not it'll actually happen is a different story.
I say that, and it's going to happen. It's just a matter of like whether or not my date is correct. So,
all right. So, I'm gonna go into this next email now that my internet browser is up, and it's titled. The subject is 40 minutes ago. Duran Duran and the Spooky Boy.
Interesting.
I've never heard of Duran. Wait, I have. What song do they do?
Ran So Far.
Oh.
I don't know if that's the actual name of the song.
Duran Duran. Or
no, Ran So Far. The words that just came out of my mouth, I'm not sure if they're accurate. Someone listening right now is like, that's not what that song is called. But you know exactly the song I'm talking about.
The one in La La Land?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's Duran Duran. So.
Okay. So it begins. Here's an email my boyfriend asked to send for him. Enjoy. Hi, Adam and Robin. As of writing this,
hello.
This event happened 40 minutes ago. I live in the sparsely populated Great Southern of Western Australia.
Oh,
hello,
snap.
Australian listeners. And on the dark and overcast night of tonight, I was driving home to Albany from my parents' house in the settlement of Chains Beach. As I was finishing off your episode on the Lizard Man and keeping my eyes peeled for kangaroos,
that's funny.
I saw a 7 to 8 foot tall apparition on the side of the road in my peripherals. I saw it very clearly. It was the exact shade Payne's Gray. Never heard of that. Paynes Gray. Payne's Gray. And was a vague rectangle shape with no distinguishable features despite not focusing my eyes on it. As I drove past, every fiber of my being told me to focus on it, almost as if it were calling to me from inside my head.
That's creepy.
As I felt it following me in my peripherals. That's so creepy. Like, that feeling of like, have you ever felt like someone's watching you or something like that?
I have, yeah.
It's such a palpable feeling. And so when someone says something like that, I'm like, that thing is that feeling.
You feel that feeling. Like you empathize very strongly with the person who went through something like that.
Needless to say, I did the opposite of that and kept my eyes on the center line of the road with the focus of 1,000 suns. The episode played out and I switched over to the only radio station we get out there, thus giving me the lovely sound of Duran Duran to listen to as my certain doom played out. The next 10 minutes felt like hours as I felt the presence telling me to look at the gutter. Look at me. Over and over from inside my head. Oh my gosh. I just imagine it's like telling you to like pull into the trench or something. You know what I mean? Like
pull into the trench?
Like look at the gutter. Like telling you to like pull into the trench by looking at it. Have you ever heard of that thing where if you stare at something while you're driving, you have a feeling of pulling towards it? So if you've never heard of that?
No, I've never heard of this.
That's a thing. So
that's why you're saying pull into the trench like I'm supposed to know what that means. And I'm like, what's the trench? I don't
The
understand.
gutter.
I just watched Aquaman today. The trench to me is all those really creepy things. So I'm just like, it's like the gutter of the sea.
I meant the gutter of the side of the road.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I turned onto the main road without slowing or looking and sped up to the 110 limit as fast as my faithful little Mazda could take me.
Is that miles per hour or kilometers per
yes,
hour?
It's probably kilometers per hour.
I would understand if it was miles per hour, though.
But I still didn't stop. I was keeping all my attention on the reflectors in the middle of the road. Little reflective nubs that show you the center line out past where your headlights reach.
Alexandra in YouTube just put in all caps, "This is my boyfriend's story. I just ran to get him out of the shower. He is here now. He says hi."
Hello.
Thank you for sending this to us.
And I guess the spooky boy knew this because they went out all at once, then came on again a few moments later, repeating a few more times. My headlights didn't change, but the freaking reflectors went out. The whole time, the urge wouldn't leave my head and continued until a car turned onto the road about a kilometer behind me. Then it was gone, like it never happened. So it was kilometers per hour.
Now we know.
Yeah, now we know. Knowing is half the battle.
Just so those of you know that are watching right now, we seem to be experiencing a spike in our lag on my end, so it might get a little bit stuttery. Shout out to Katie Gisafe. I don't know how to say that. Grisafe. Please say that. Just say it.
Why?
Because I said it wrong, and you're looking at me like I'm an idiot, and you won't help me. I'm drowning. Save me. Thank you for subscribing on YouTube.
Thank you. Needless to say, I wasn't worried about falling asleep at the wheel anymore. I wouldn't be either. I think driving in Indiana at night freaks me out because
there's no streetlights.
There's no streetlights, and you're just driving through this corn or wheat or whatever. And it's just super high on the sides of you. You don't see anything. The roads are narrow.
Yeah, you're driving through a corn tunnel with no roof,
that's what
basically.
I'm imagining. And I would be freaked out too if I saw some black or dark figure on the side of the road out of my peripherals. And I got this weird, creepy feeling. Like, I would just freak out.
I agree.
Let's see. Feel free to read this on the podcast. I just thought you should know as the spooks happened while I was listening to y'all.
That's hilarious.
P.S. I'm Alexandra's boyfriend. Hello, Alexandra's boyfriend. The one that's active in the YouTube streams and supports you on Patreon. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you so much.
She's the one that got me into your podcast, and I've been loving it wholeheartedly. Your faithful listener, Bailey.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your super creepy experience.
We do appreciate that so much. Thank you for bringing him in, and thank you so much for supporting us, Alexandra. And so many of you folks reach out to your friends and let them know, like, hey, you should listen to this, or your family and let them know, hey, you should listen to this. We got something, I can't remember what social media, I think it was Facebook today, but it was just someone that said, like, hey, I just want you to know I really like your podcast. I got my dad into it, and he's really addicted. And it's cool that it's like a father and son have something they can share, and somehow it's our content. So that's just really cool. And that's a really, really, really good story as well. And I'm glad you didn't get, like, persuaded to do anything that was dangerous to you. I don't want to bring everything back to Wheel of Time, but I really do. There's characters on the Wheel of Time called Gray Men, and it really reminded me of that because you can't focus on them, and they're used. It's basically people who have had their souls removed. And because of that, you don't see them, and you could look directly at them and see through them, but know there's something there, and it gives you a sense of unease. And at some point, someone turns them into assassins because, like, they can walk through a room and never be seen. So you have to, like, train your mind to, like, ignore them and at the same time, like, actually spot them. I don't know. It just rang true to me because I'm a huge nerd. So good stuff. Maybe it's a gray man that is mixed with the lizard man. Who knows?
Okay.
I'm a firm non-believer in the lizard man of South Carolina, though. I think that's all just political. I shouldn't say political. It's like public relations thing that they just developed to try and get some tourism going on down there. Fun stuff.
All right. Now to the stream
If you have
chat.
anything open that you can close right now that's using the internet, because we're dropping about 15% of all of our frames right now, which means it's going to be stuttering like mad. So I don't
have
know.
one tab.
I don't know if you have anything else open that you can close. I'm just asking for you to look through your tasks and see if there's anything, because our internet is shitting out hard right now. So I've been closing programs this whole time to try and. There's like nothing I have left that I can close though. Fortnite Trolls has subscribed. Thank you, Fortnite Trolls. That's a really good name.
That's all I have open.
Fun stuff. Cool. So there's nothing you can
All
do.
right. So, Mothboy says they did Hungry Like the Wolf. Duran Duran did.
Okay.
To me, Hungry Like the Wolf is the cover done by Pop Etc. That used to be the Morning Benders. It's such a good cover. That's Hungry Like a Wolf.
I'm thinking of
to
Flock
me.
of Seagulls. I always get Flock of Seagulls and Duran Duran confused.
You're a
And their
flock.
music is not very similar, but their names are similar. And I was born in 85, so I don't remember a whole lot of the music from the 80s.
Let's see. Mothboy Real Estate. Yeah, says Flock of Seagulls. Spooky Zora says, "Yay, I'm here." The corn. And then
That's funny.
now everyone's posting corn emojis.
Let's hope this internet thing settles down. I'm looking down and it looks like it's starting to streamline a little bit, but man, it's all over the place. So.
Aw. Thanks for joining us, Moth Boy. Hopefully we'll see you later.
I will say our internet went out for like 7 hours on Monday, and it made things a nightmare to research because we had to use our phones, and then we had to wait to upload the episode early for the patrons because our internet wasn't working, and I can't upload it from my computer any other way. So scrolling through, okay, I've scrolled up and I found the 2 Girls 1 Cup chat, so I'm gonna go from there.
Oh my goodness! I'm at the end. Carly says Wheel of Time is to Adam what Buffy is to Robin.
It's true. It's very true.
I love Buffy. Okay.
So you're already at the end of your Twitch chat?
Yes, I'm at the end because I had to close out my window. But I am part of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer Facebook group, and
is it official?
I don't know. But there's so much drama between people that are like, I like Riley. I hate Riley. He's the worst person ever for Buffy. Or I love Angel. I hate Angel. Or Spike is the best for Buffy ever. And I'm just
hate
like,
all of them. So
you haven't seen Spike at his best yet.
I mean, Spike's a good character and he's been a good guy to her, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna like him. It's like he showed up as a bad guy. He's the Piccolo of the show.
You gotta see what he does.
And if anyone gets that, Spike Justin Marsters played Piccolo in Dragon Ball Evolution. So bad guy turned good guy.
God.
Yeah,
that
movie
Dragon
was
Ball Evolution
awful.
It's like sticking knives in your eyes.
All of my friends and I, we were like 23, 24 when that came out. We went to see it at midnight. We were the only people in the theater. And at the end of that movie, we don't normally do this, we all booed. I was like, boo! And then we stayed to see the after scene, or the after credit scene.
Jamie says, plot twist, Adam's mom is streaming something in 4K.
That's funny. Who knows what's going on right now? So I'm just getting more and more warnings that we're dropping frames. This is the first time we've ever had internet this unstable before, and it's quite upsetting. So I'm going to blame the weather on this one.
I can't check my phone either. It's somewhere else. Oh, wait. My Wi-Fi's off on my phone. Doesn't really matter. Boop.
So Leo Chacha says, hungry like a wolf is Duran Duran. Thank you guys so much. Ran so far is flock of seagulls, is what Leo Chacha says. Leo Chacha qualifies that with, I think. So good to know. Not quite sure, but we'll check it out. Lord Bruce Campbell did a commercial for Old Spice singing Hungry Like a Wolf. That's awesome. I don't think I've ever seen that.
I need to see it.
I love Bruce Campbell.
I need to see it. I love Bruce Campbell. I need to see
Emma
it.
says, I am so hyped for the movie podcast. I'm really hyped for it too. That's the other thing too. We have to pick the movies. And it's kind of a big responsibility to pick movies that are going to like be the episode 0, episode 0, 1, and 2. What are we going to do? I'm probably going to do.
But you've already seen them.
You made me watch them a million times.
Damn it.
I'm probably going to do Goodfellas because it's like one of my favorite movies of all time.
I've already seen that one.
You've not? Not at all. Every time I bring it up, you're like,
Isn't that like gangster movie?
There's a million of them. The last time I brought up Goodfellas, you described
maybe I'm
Casino.
thinking of The Untouchables.
That's not. Yeah, that's a different perspective. You'll like it. It's a good movie. So gonna keep going. A lot of people are having YouTube acting up. It's not your guys. It's YouTube. It's our stuff. Okay. Katie said it's Grisafi. I think that is how it's supposed to be said.
Grisafi?
GRI-SAF-IE. So I hope I said it right. Either way, thank you so much for following us, subscribing, whatever. I don't know what to call it. I appreciate that you are putting
a part of us now.
You're a part of our content, and it means a lot. It does. And there's a lot of people that are saying corn and stuff like that. So good to know. KGiraffe24 on Twitch. She had to move over, most likely because Twitch is being shit. What's annoying about that is Twitch was being bad before we started dropping frames. So
Twitch is a bad boy.
Fun stuff. Lots of people joining in. We appreciate all of you. What's that?
Are you done?
No, I'm still scrolling here.
Time to read.
Katie says, been listening since last summer. My schedule finally freed up to allow me to watch live. Being sick is awesome. There's so many people that are sick right now. So Robin's getting sick.
This morning I was just like brushing my teeth and coughing at the same time. And that's such a crappy feeling because it's like...
Minnie Maria says, nah, Team Angel all the way. Nice. ASDF says, fandoms are always full of discourse, but I'm there for fan art, LOL. That's a really good mindset. I like that. So there's a lot of people that have seen Buffy, so I don't really have a dog in this fight. I didn't really like Angel that much. I didn't like Riley that much. I don't think her and Spike match up that well. She hates him so much. It's just so funny.
Jessica says, you just know all the animals get booped by Robin. I love booping them. That's literally how I picked our Sheba.
Yeah.
I was just like, um, there were a few to choose from. And so I looked at her and I just booped her and she just sat there and took it.
That's so funny.
I was like, yes.
We looked at Shibas once before and they were very bitey, and that's just kind of how Shibas are. But I was like, if I can't boop the dog, like just go boop gently, like I'm not hurting it. Like I'm not going to get it as a puppy because it'll destroy things. And so on my birthday, Robin's like, hey, come downstairs. I was at work. And I was like, why? I was like, going to come down, but I was like, why are you here? Because it was just weird. And she's like, oh, I got you a dog for your birthday. And she's like, I booped it. And to this day, Namiria, our Shiba Inu, is
She's
just
a she-boop.
the best at getting boops. Like, you'll just put your finger out, and she's just like, do it. Boop. And
She also like kisses on the nose.
She's very cute. Can I get my phone from you? Because I'm going to message my mother and see if she has, I don't know, like Bitcoin running in the background or something.
She's harvesting it.
I don't know what's going on, but it's just really all over the place, and I know that you folks are trying to stay with us, and I'm going to see if I can get anything taken care of or anything closed. Probably not, but it doesn't hurt to ask. So go ahead and read a little bit more, and then I'll move on to my last one of the night.
Miss Deezy says, I hope to see snow tomorrow. I really hope to see snow tomorrow because that would be the greatest thing. When it stormed out here last week, I work at near where the water ends up in our city. And so all the water from all over the city just went down these channels right next to where I work. And so it's like watching flooding, and it's so cool because if you pushed anyone in there, they would die.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was so crazy.
That's the best part. I'm joking about that. She goes, it was so cool because
it was just like, that's how fast the water was moving. It was insane. It was super cool.
That is cool. Alexander over on YouTube says, I'm off to have a shower, but I'm bringing you all with me in a not creepy way. So good to know that's not in a creepy way. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read my last one of the evening, if that's cool with you.
It's cool with you.
Right on. And this one is a subject line of The Squealing of the Wooden Pig. That is very intriguing. I am drawn in.
Wait, that's not how a pig sounds.
What'd you do?
Try to squeal like a pig.
What'd you do? I didn't hear it.
I don't know.
Do it again.
It sounded like a squeaky door.
Was it woof?
No.
Bah. Nailing it. Pig sounds all day. Starts out like this. Hey, Robin and Adam.
Hey.
Hello. I'm a listener from a tiny town in California, and this story is about a horrifying couple of weeks that my cousins experienced. I myself did not experience it, but when my grandparents and aunts backed it up, I knew it was true. It's a really good example of a story that you can share that's not exactly yours, but you've heard before and you believe it. So it's a good thing to share stuff like that, because I think a lot of people are like, I don't have any ghost stories. My family has 1 million. Send us those. We're totally cool with that. So what?
I have the Jurassic Park theme song stuck in my head.
Where did that come from?
I don't know, but in my head I'm just like, oh no.
That was one of the first songs one of my friends learned to play on the piano, was just like those notes together. All right, getting into it. My aunt and her daughters go to yard sales quite frequently in the summer. Immediately my brain's just like cursed object. In the summer, and one day they stopped at a house a couple of blocks from theirs and checked out what this family was selling. My cousin Cheryl saw a small wooden pig out of the corner of her eye and immediately thought of her twin sister, Elena and Serena. I know what you're thinking. Why on earth would a wooden pig pop out at her? Well, Elena and Serena are in FFA in school. I'm not sure what FFA stands for. For me, it's free for all. I've played a lot of StarCraft in my day.
I was like, I don't know.
FFA cable only, no lag. No rush 10 minutes. So I'm just going to keep going.
Okay.
Elena and Serena are in FFA in school and have to raise farm animals as part of their class.
Oh, it's probably 4-H.
It sounds something like 4-H. Yeah. Right on. I mean, that's what it sounds like from the Midwest perspective. Specifically, they raise pigs 1 year for the fair, so she bought it for them.
The A must stand for like agriculture or something. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
This was a mistake. When my cousins received the wooden pig, they thought it was cute and thanked her for the thought. They ended up putting it on their desk. This pig was less than a foot tall, and it was dark brown with just a tiny bit of detail. The next day, my cousin Elena came home from school and started doing her homework. She began to hear her name being called, and she yelled out, "What?" I don't know if that's how she yelled it. That's how I usually yell it.
I'm walking here.
When we were in New York, we were walking across a crosswalk. The light went green, and someone honked at us. And like Robin looked back at me, and it was so hard for me to not turn and yell at the guy like, "I'm walking here." I just kept walking, and then I was like, "Oh, I missed my opportunity. I should have done it." I was just like, "Oh, sorry, excuse me." So anyways, my family come from a long line of yellers and shouters. Same. So when no one responded, she got annoyed. She began to walk around the house and heard her name again like someone had spoke straight into her ear. She immediately panicked and went to the backyard where my aunt lived in the back house and told her about it. Eventually, it was forgotten. Elena began hearing voices. The voices were always different and they always came from behind her. She thought at one point there was something mentally wrong with her. That is terrible. That is a terrible feeling to have. When she started complaining of headaches, my aunt and grandma took her to the doctor, and ultimately they were worried that she was having early onset schizophrenia. My great-grandma had Alzheimer's, and we weren't strangers to this kind of behavior. After the doctor's visit, Elena continued to hear the voices. She wasn't the only one who would be frightened for weeks to come.
What the fudge?
This is intense. My grandpa, who was working in the backyard one evening, told my grandma and the aunts.
Of course, this is the last story of tonight.
It's not, though. You have one more to go.
No, I don't.
I started, so you have one more to go.
Oh, what?
My grandpa, this always happens. My grandpa, who was working in the backyard one evening, told my grandma and aunt that all of a sudden a chill came over him and he heard something behind him running. When he turned around, he didn't see my little cousin playing as he suspected. He saw a tall shadow creep away so fast he almost missed it. My grandpa never gets scared. He did that day. A week into having the pig, my aunt was in the laundry room and heard it squealing. When she turned around to investigate, she saw a shadow directly behind her turn and run away. Safe to say the entire family was panicking now. This is good. This is getting really good. My aunt finally began to put the pieces together, and one day while in the garage, where her sewing machine is, went to sit and work on some bowls she makes and heard running. Bows, not bowls. I'm dumb. Bows. You don't use a sewing machine to make bowls. You use that machine that Patrick Swayze used with Demi Moore. Whew, getting hot and bothered just thinking about it. So he's dead now. As she got up and screamed, she saw the shadow darting away, and there on the floor was the little wooden pig. No one had moved it from the desk since it was bought. My aunt grabbed it and gave it to my grandpa to destroy. He took it and smashed it with a hammer.
Holy
he then threw it into the fire pit
That's
he has in the
intense.
backyard.
It's
That's
just,
what you
it's
should
not
do,
just
man.
Like, oh my God.
It's not just like toss this in the trash. It's like destroy
we watched
it.
this other stupid movie. We're not going to talk about it
Burn
here,
the
but-
box.
Oh.
He then threw it into the fire pit he has in the backyard. It's a deep one like the ones in Mexico where you can cook roast pig and goat. Right on. So super deep. We dug a fire pit in our backyard, and we used like one of the post hole diggers to dig it because we wanted it to be like deep down there. And when we first lit our fire, it was like too deep. It was too deep, so it's like the fire would like swirl up, and it's like I think we drilled a hole into hell. So it doesn't look like they did this though. Okay, getting back to the email. The pig took a very long time to burn. At first, my grandpa thought it wasn't going to burn at all, but eventually it did. My cousin Elena stopped hearing voices immediately after. The shadow never appeared again, and it was over. Long story short, do not buy anything from yard sales. It's all trash, and some of it's scary trash. What's really funny is we got a flyer on the door today or yesterday, and on it was like, yard sales for the entire neighborhood. This is the day that you can do it. And I was just like, these sounds like cursed objects to me. So don't buy stuff from yard sales is the moral of this story. Keep on creeping on and love the podcast. I listen on Apple Podcasts.
Nice.
Nate. So shout out to Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for listening
thank
there.
you.
That's a really
That's
good story.
A new one.
Thank you so much for sending that in. So my mind immediately goes, anytime someone starts out a scary story with like, we're at a yard sale or a garage sale, it's like you bought something cursed. Like you bought something with bad mojo, and that's why they're selling it.
Even when I go to Goodwill and stuff, sometimes I'm too afraid to buy anything because I don't want to take something home that's going to kill me.
Kill you or haunt you or just make you feel crazy or see shadows out of the corner of your eyes. We get a lot of stories like that too. And that story of the Dybbuk box, whether or not it's fake, that's another story of someone that bought something at a garage sale or a yard sale, and they're just like, this seems a little off, and it just has a history with it. So definitely creepy. Really good story though. Thank you so much for sending that in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Let's see. Miss Deezy says, hope to see snow tomorrow. I think I already said that. Carly says, fun fact, never seen a single episode of Buffy. You gotta watch it.
Good for you, Carly. Hold out. Stay strong.
Every year at Comic-Con, they have a showing of Once More with Feeling, and which is an episode of Buffy. It's their spoilers. There's a musical episode, and it's just so funny. My sister like goes every year, and she always tells me like how horrible they are to Dawn. They treat her like shit.
I feel so bad for Dawn. It's like spoilers on like this character, but like she's basically willed into existence, and then like she's supposed to die. She doesn't. she doesn't know how to be a kid, and she's like annoying, and everyone's like, oh, I fucking hate her so much. It's like you can't even begin to sympathize with a character who's like knows that they're basically not really human and just like appeared out of nowhere.
Well, there's a line where there's a part where she's singing and she's turned into this big kleptomaniac and whatever, but she's like, does anybody even notice? Does anybody even care? And everyone in the audience always goes, no one cares, Dawn. Like, it's so mean. It's just ruthless. Anyway, Neon Scar says, had to drive home in icy, slippery snow tonight, and it was terrible. Glad you made it okay. Snow
Peter
is
says, Robin,
crazy.
take all the snow where I am. I almost slipped so many times on my way to school.
I
There's that
always
video of that
slip.
guy slipping on the driveway and his flip-flops come flying off. I love that video.
Me and ice don't really mix. There's one time, I want to say over 10 years ago, but we were driving to California and there was snow in the mountains, obviously, between Vegas and California. And we had to stop at a gas station, and I went to go to the restroom, and between where the car was and the gas station, the store or whatever, the convenience store, totally slipped, did the splits. It hurt so bad.
So funny.
I just don't mix with ice.
Taylor says, Spooky Flea here. Twitch was being glitchy, but nonetheless, I finally made it to the show. It's also, our stream tonight is having some serious lag issues, and we're dropping a lot of frames, so don't blame your computers too much. Don't be like, oh, I hate this thing. Like, you can hate us tonight. It's mostly on us. Some people are welcoming them.
Carly says, Future Farmers of America.
I got that over here, too, for FFA. I'm glad people out there know what that is, because I was just like, free-for-all? Like, I don't know what this is. Sometimes just like abbreviations mean different things to different people.
Wow.
Because I'm a huge nerd.
Clark County, which is where Vegas is, may have a snow day tomorrow for schools.
I was thinking that a lot of places are going to get closed down tomorrow.
Thank you, Amanda, for letting us know.
ASDF says that Divic one gave me nightmares when I listened to it. R.I.P. I have heard that multiple times from that episode. I liked that research, and I like digging into it and being like, look, it's probably fake. Like, a lot of the things suggest that this guy just made up a story to sell an item he didn't like. But at the same time, it's like when you do the research and like, this is how she died, and this is how that person died. They could just be making up that they had that object, but at the time, it's just like, they're just trying to sell this box, and they didn't really get a lot of money for it. And then the next person, like, whether or not they thought like, oh, this is a really good idea, I'm going to try and sell it also. Like, it didn't get famous immediately. It just, like, eventually got famous because people were just like, yeah, this thing's haunted AF. So... that's definitely a creepy one.
Chessie Cat says that they went to karaoke and they had Once More with Feeling song.
That's hilarious.
My sister and I, whenever we watch that episode, we just start singing to every single song, or we'll sing the song even when we're not watching it. We're just hanging out. And
I've seen the episode once. I've heard and seen it with my eyes because I can hear the songs at least 50 times because they sing it so frequently.
It's just the songs are so good. But I did read all 3 of my stories.
Really?
Yes, I did.
I started. That's not possible. I went first. There's no way you've read 3 stories.
That's not possible.
Minnie Maria says, those pottery machines should all come with a complimentary sexy ghost bet that would increase people's interest in pottery class. I mean, who even takes pottery classes anymore? LOL.
Oh, my goodness.
There's a memory that's on my Facebook, and it's just like, do you remember today? And I think it was yesterday.
We went to Color Me Mine or something.
It's a pottery place.
And it's a pottery place where you paint your own mugs and
I made
stuff.
a big mug that holds like 2.5 beers, and the top of it says lawful good, and as you go further down, the alignment changes for D&D, and the very bottom is like chaotic evil. So it's a design I saw on Etsy, and I was like, I can make that myself.
Technically, I drew everything, all the words on it.
She wrote the words. I drew the lines, and I painted the rest. So.
All right. Anyway, I read all my stuff, and
There's no way you read all your stuff.
The dream that made me email you, right? The Friends spooky story, which was from Talon. I totally read that one.
Okay.
And then the Duran Duran one. I've read them all.
That's weird. I could have sworn I went first.
You did go first.
So that means I shouldn't have ended. Did you do 2 back to back? Whatever. I guess you guys can let us know in the chat whether or not we messed that up. It sort of feels like we did. Also, we have a lot of drop frames and we're losing a lot of viewers. So I guess we'll just go ahead and move this into Marbles on stream. So
don't forget, we are doing the coasters for the prizes tonight. So they're going to be signed. I'll go open up the package of them and pull them out. And
the game wasn't ready yet, but I changed it. You're welcome.
Okay.
I said the game wasn't ready yet. And now she's walking away. Where's she going? So yeah, this has just been a mess of an episode. We're still dropping frames like crazy. So that's very upsetting. Anyone who wants to join in Marbles on stream tonight, switch over to twitch.tv/scaryish-podcast. And we're going to get this thing up and running so that we can hopefully end this horrible technical difficulty night that seems to be happening for absolutely no reason, but there's not very many ways that I can troubleshoot it. So fun in the sun. We're getting this up and running right now, and once Marbles is good to go, we'll get it started. You can't enter or approach this desk gently ever. It's insane. It just happens every time. Just please leave it. Please don't cross in front. Yep, you're crossing in front of the camera. Okay, cool. Fun. Okay.
Sorry. All right. Okay, so I have the coasters here.
You were just in front of the camera. You didn't show it to him?
No. But I have the coasters here, and you can actually see it pretty good right there. But we'll sign the back of them. The backs are blank, so we'll sign the back. And I don't know, do you guys want them like personalized? We'll like write whoever wins on it, your name.
Whoever wins, just let us know, and we'll put something on the back for you per request.
I don't know if you guys want to watch us actually sign them on stream.
If you guys want to switch over to Twitch right now and type !vote and then the number for the track, that would be great. We don't have any votes yet because you've probably all left because the stream has been so terrible tonight. It's very, very, very annoying. So not sure exactly what to do, except let's just finish this out with a couple fun races. So let's do that. I don't know what happened at all to the stories because I started and I finished, and that doesn't make any sense, but apparently we read them all. So did you read 2 back-to-back maybe?
Maybe. Glitch says, this is the only time where the GG squad breaks up and threatens to move out. I don't know. Which one do I want? I don't want the funnel. Nope. Twists and turns.
Fear of Heights is the viewer's leading vote right now.
Ooh, that sounds good.
We have 9 votes in. Which number is Fear of Heights? Because that does sound good. It's 26. I'm going to vote for 26.
Hashtag vote 26. Boom. Let's see.
Did you hashtag vote or exclamation point vote?
Miss Diaz says, write your credit card numbers on the bottom.
That's hilarious. No. You'd be very disappointed. You'd be like, why does the thing keep getting declined?
Yeah, we have no money.
It looks like Fear of Heights. We have some money. Just a little bit of money. And we have more now because of you folks.
I used my screen to poke the Fear of Heights. Like, okay, we're racing now.
That's funny.
It doesn't work that way.
So, all right. We got 18 votes. We have a lot of votes for tracks right now. I think you guys want coasters, and you're willing to suffer through this horrific lag that we seem to be experiencing, which just shows you're dedicated and we love you. So we're going to go with Fear of Heights. And get it going from there.
It's snowing. Miss Deezy says it's snowing. Hold on, I gotta look outside.
You are the butterfly. You are the squirrel, Miss Deezy. You have just squirreled my Robin. Where the dog from.
It's snowing. It's snowing. It's like real snow.
It's full blown snow.
It's real snow. Sorry. It's amazing. I'm so excited.
All right, Fear of Heights it is, ladies and gentlemen. There's 15 votes for Fear of Heights out of 20. All right. So, all right, we're going to do this one, then the next one, then apparently go make Snow Angels.
Holy crap.
Exclamation point play to join in. All right, meow. Thank you, folks, so much that's over there on YouTube that joined us. We appreciate all of you. Jaxie Babe says, time to sing Let It Go.
If I sing it on stream now, I'm not doing it later or posting it on Instagram or anything. All right. Am I in?
You are in. Oh, I need to show the player list. My bad, dogs. Thank you so much for joining us tonight,
Everyone
ladies and
says sing now. Okay. I got to bring up the lyrics. I don't even know.
Glitch says, Robin, you fired.
You fired. Let's see. Let it go.
All right. So we have 20
Wow, there are a lot of people. Oh, no, wait. It's just
21 people ready to compete. And I'm really excited. This one looks odd, so we'll see what happens with it. It looks like it's going to be something that launches us up, and then we all fall out, and then we get into this funnel. Who knows? Later with Cheerleader Adam, says Jaxie Babe. I'm sure we'll wind up singing anyways when we're doing that, so we'll see what happens with it. I'm kind of excited to shave my legs. Is that weird? I've never done it. I have great legs, and I want to see what they look like. I'm not excited to,
reading
wax
the lyrics now, I feel like I need to do it later.
Okay.
I got to choose what point to start.
Raisin Rebel, you did join. You are on here. All right, we're at 21. I'm going to click start. For any of you watching right now that have not joined in, please go ahead and hit exclamation point play. Type exclamation point play. You have 10 seconds to do so from right meow. and then we're going to get it started. So I'm kind of excited to see who wins and who gets the coaster. I don't think anyone's going to give away their prize tonight. So Robin's not going to watch it all. She's not invested. Here we go. And yes,
the ground is white.
You are so dangerous with that chair back row. Jazzy Babes is just way ahead. McShake and Bake as well. Shout out to McShake and Bake. Still, McShake and Bake is out there still waiting on his February gift package, which is hopefully on its way, and we'll make it there fairly soon. It's been a hell of a month, so we love you, Connor. Thank you so much for joining us. It looks like I'm kind of in the lead, and Jamie's racing me as well. This is a really fun one. It's a really fast track, and I do enjoy that. I will definitely forfeit my right to the prize if I win, by the way, folks. So, yep, this is nauseating. Robin Grace, 143 AM, and Raisin Rebel have all been eliminated.
Whoa. Dude,
Spooky Flea just took the lead. McShake and Bake has been eliminated.
Sorry,
Spooky Flea just died.
Like, freaked me out.
This one's really intense. Bunny just died as well.
Man, you're way ahead.
It looks like
what?
Amanda's way ahead. Yeah, she's way ahead. Jazzy Babes just died. Abe's Monster just died.
Whoa.
Looks like Carly just died. People are flying all over the place.
Oh no, this one's gonna launch people.
Oh no, this is gonna get really dangerous here.
This is gonna get really dangerous.
Gonna try and creep through there. Oh, missed it. And you're safe. I think Amanda, you have won.
You have won
the coaster. That is just gonna be hell back there for people to get through.
I know what I want to write on this one.
You don't have to do it right now, man.
Yeah,
we're still live. Interact with these folks.
Interacting with people.
Let's see who can actually make it to the end to collect some points for the season, to see who can finish first for the season. Amanda's still first. Yeah, that's happening. So Chessie Cat's trying to navigate her way through the pulsating rods without being launched off the end. It looks like 777 was just murdered by those pulsating rods. So was Jamie.
Sounds hot.
Jamie just died. Mike is going to make his way through. I don't think I've ever called him. Yeah, have I called him Mike? I should just call him Meadows. Both Meadows have made their way through. It looks like I Will Not Die, which is nice. Akasuna is about to finish up. Neon Scars is making their way through. Jaxie Babe just got eliminated. Glitch and Neon Scars are going to make it through and collect some points for the season. And we're done. That one was really fun. I really enjoy Fear of Heights. That was a really fun one. So we have one more race to do tonight. Congrats to Amanda for winning the coaster. And I'm going to back us up, and we can vote on more maps, and then we'll do the wrap-up. So go ahead and vote on another map, or you can vote on the same one. It's all totally up to you. Glitch says, I didn't die for once. Jaxie Babe says, I die every freaking game. What am I going to vote for here? Express delivery sounds interesting. Don't let me sway your vote. Jamie says, same. I've been dying a lot. You know, I think we had like probably closer to like 10, 15 marbles. And now we're having closer to like 20. So there's just more people in the races now. And we're also running these really weird tracks. Because a lot of the tracks that we've ran lately have just been like super brutal. Right now, the dojo is in the lead. With 4 votes, we have 15 total votes in there. Glitch Grim says, did y'all notice Connor's donation? We did not notice Connor's donation.
Holy what? Oh my Lanta.
We don't have the things pop up during this. When we get back to it, I'm going to run the thing. I'm going to alt-tab really fast and hopefully not destroy everything.
Oh my God. Connor's
wow, Connor.
My feels. Thank you.
You are a wonderful
so
human
much.
being.
You just wrecked that cup.
It finally worked. Connor donated $72.69 and said, Miss DZ, you win in bits for now.
My God.
It won't let me get more, so here's the equivalent in cash money.
Oh my God.
Love you too,
so
Penguin
much.
Flippers. And then he donated another $100 and says, please don't ever say pulsating rods again. But it's my favorite phrase.
Thank you so much, Connor. You have no idea how much that
means
helps
so
us.
much
yeah.
to us. It
Thank
really,
you so
really
much.
does. So, and Glitch, thank you so much for letting me know, because like only one of those came through. So, and maybe the other one came through and I just didn't even notice it. Ugh, I'm so dumb. But thank you so much, Connor, and shout out to Glitch for making sure that we noticed it. And
my
it looks
heart is racing right now.
Calm down. It's
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Viewers vote right now is going to be the dojo, and I think we're going to move forward with that. So let's go ahead and get into it, and then exclamation point play to join into this race. Connor, thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much.
We really appreciate it.
Like, you've helped us out so
This Stream Deck
much.
that you sent us makes my life so much easier. It really
amazing.
does.
All right, I want to play. Wait, I don't think I did it right. Am I in now?
Yep, we have 19 people in right now. I'm looking at the list, and do I see? Yep, D. Robin Grace is in there. Cool. 22 people now. We have more people in this race than we had in the first one. I kind of want to kick you. Is that weird?
Don't kick me. I've drawn on Amanda's one. It's so cute. I did a little panda because your nickname's Panda.
Amanda
so,
Panda.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, not to toot my own horn.
Raisin Rebel said, I think it's lagging. I am sure it's lagging. We've dropped so many frames tonight. It's embarrassing. So, hello, Silent Picture. Thank you for joining us over there in Twitch.
Thank you so
much.
If
you would like to join into the Marbles on Stream race, we're done with the stories.
Play.
We're done with the scary stories for the night. And we finish our night by doing a couple Marbles on Stream and giving out some nice merchandise.
I have these coasters that we got to give out for the winners for Marbles on Stream, and we will sign them and send them out. So...
Thank you for joining Chubzilla94 and joining into the Marbles on Stream as well. We appreciate
Exclamation point play, everyone.
We have 24 people in here, and we're going to get started here in just a sec. So let's get it going. You'll have 10 seconds from this moment. Click. Click. Please click. Thank you. 10 seconds from this moment to join in. Let's get a look at the dojo. I know we've raced it before, so... It's not too terribly long of a track, but we'll see how treacherous it winds up being.
Is the dojo the one that totally launched Glitch off?
I don't know if that's this one, but JB Watt holds the record at just under 2 minutes, and the fastest time ever this has been completed is 1:39. So it's not a terribly long track. We've had tracks that wasted like 5 minutes of our lives together. So, and it looks like Horse Loves Nothing is way in the lead right now. In fact, it's way in the lead and is way in front of that local ghost ball back there, which shows you where the record time was. This one is going to be stressful. So it's going to be a lot of jumping, and then there's these dojo things. Every time I see these things, I think of Jackie Chan and Rumble in the Bronx, which I love.
I love Jackie
Wow.
Chan.
Horse Loves Nothing just completely circumvented that whole dojo thing, and so did Abe's Monster, but in a different way. They have now died.
I love Jackie Chan movies, and I love Jackie Chan as a person because he's just so cool, does all his own stunts, like has broken so many bones, but he keeps doing it, and I think he's just so cool.
I really want to see the one where he's the old man, but he's like the ex.
Oh, I can't though.
Secret agent.
There's one where his daughter gets killed.
That's the one.
That's the one. I can't bring myself to watch it because I will freaking cry.
It's Jackie Chan's Taken, except it's like him versus other CIA agents. You got some competition. Horse Loves Nothing. JB Watt's local ball is chasing you. Akasuna has just died. Rip Akasuna. If you can get through this quick, I think you might take the record. Almost. Oh, wow. People have caught up.
The Foreigner. Trip 7 says it's called The
Foreigner.
Yeah.
That is correct. Horse Loves Nothing is still on the lead, though.
Because he comes to America, right? And then his daughter gets killed, and he's trying to get people in America to help him.
I don't remember the trailer that well. Except when they realize, like, oh, he's dangerous. McShake and Bake has been eliminated. I think you might just get a coaster anyways, McShake and Bake. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I am going to put it in your February box.
Amanda has been eliminated. Glitch Grim has been eliminated. So there's no repeat winner from Amanda. Horse Loves Nothing not only won, start to finish, first place. 143 AM just died. But they also beat the record. They beat JB Watt's record of fastest time ever. So shout out. We got a lot of people finishing. There wasn't a lot of deaths this one, but there definitely was some deaths. So let's see who else is out there. ASB Bunny, Carly is finishing.
Piling in now.
Jang Mi didn't die this time. She collected some points. Raisin Rebel finished. He fought through all that lag. We've been really bad. Jazzy Babes, Chessy Cat. We got a lot of people finishing this one. I think we only had like 7 the first race. So thank you guys so much. Glitch Grim over there says, son of a bitch, LOL. And Chubzilla looks like they're actually going to finish. Let's make sure nothing happens back there. They have 1 minute and 6 seconds before the race ends. So they're going to collect some points for the season. And there you go. 19 people finished. That's actually pretty good. And it looks like, wow, Neon Scars has 6 total races. We have a lot of people that have been here for every race in February. And it shows because your points are definitely racking up. So,
Horse Loves Nothing, if you would like us to send you this lovely coaster we just got in, email us, storytime@scaryish.com.
Is our email address.
And email us your mailing address. And if you want us to write something Horse special. Loves Nothing or something on
just
there.
Let us know what you like to write. Like when you sign something, people are usually like, can you write to so-and-so?
I will not write weird stuff.
I'll write weird stuff.
No, he will not write weird stuff.
Don't make it like gross stuff. Just make it funny. But yeah, looking at this, it looks like Neon Scars is in first place with 21 points on this season, which is pretty good.
McShake and Bake says, glitch, the balls have spoken.
That's hilarious. We have no double winners, and if we do, I think someone won twice last week, actually. And they must not either be here or it's like further down where I can't scroll that shows like how many points they have for the season. What is the green dots?
I don't know.
It's an excellent question, and I have absolutely no idea.
First races ever? No.
No, because someone has it at 2, someone has it at 6, someone has it at 2. I truly don't know.
No, because...
And it's not moderators, that's for sure. Who knows?
I think it is first races because it's 0 points plus 10, 0 points
It
plus
literally
4.
says total races right next to their name. Right next to that green dot.
Oh, I don't know.
Interesting. We're not quite sure, but let's go ahead and move back over into the regular view while I close this out so you guys don't get more dead screen. And hopefully that didn't lag too terribly bad. It's always a good thing when you're lagging in your stream to run a game on top of it. So fun stuff. So
yes, I will give you guys new stickers, metas. The new ones that we just got. I will totally bring those.
Definitely. And man, have we been dropping frames while we ran that. So I think it's a good time to wrap up the evening. Thank you all so much for joining us. We love you guys are so great, man. It's just so much fun to read these stories and have you folks join us and just talk to you about whatever or talk to you about the stories. It's always a really good time. Thank you to everyone who donated. It is so appreciated. It really is.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the normal sign out, but I always want to like let people know who watch us live how much it really does mean to us and how fun it is.
Sorry.
And it gives Robin a chance to cough up a lung because she is getting sick. So that Let It Snow video might just kill her. Her weakened immune system might not be enough to withstand the cold. So, but the cold never bothered her anyways. I like how she always has that laugh, like, your jokes suck.
Okay.
All right,
so,
we're going to move into the sign out. So I'll mark that.
Okay, cool. Thank you guys for joining us. We hope you guys will join us again next week for our next live episode. And if you guys want to support us, we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/scarishpodcast. And we have a whole bunch of different tiers that do a whole bunch of different stuff. We promise we will start putting more exclusive content
You
on
guys
there.
got Robin rapping, which was a pretty good beat, if I do say so myself.
Oh, no, I can't. He messaged me. I was at work.
I was so proud of it.
And I was just like, what the F is this?
It was just,
I was
she
like,
does
oh
the
my
thing
God.
where she covers up her dead air with like a little bit of song, and it just stuck in my head, and I'm like, yep, I'm going to remix this. So it's a good thing. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, $1 a month, and you can check it out because it was all Patreon tiers, but it's just Robin... one soundbite of Robin being looped a bunch of times at different speeds that just made it into a nice funky beat. So
all right, anyway, so head on over there to support us if you want to do that. Ko-fi.com, ko-fi.com/scarishpodcast. Those are one-time donations that help us upgrade our studio setup.
I wish I could figure out a way to get Cox to give us better internet, but we have this great camera because
you
of
know
those
why
donations,
the frames are getting fucked right now is because of the weather.
Yeah, it is because of the weather.
It's
we
because
lost
of the weather.
We lost internet for like 7 hours,
on
like
Monday.
2 days ago,
We got
and now
screwed.
we're getting screwed because it started snowing, and that's when this started happening.
You know,
so.
being in Vegas, we're in the middle of the desert, and no one knows how to handle freezing temperatures
or snow whatsoever. So,
and then what else is there? Oh, we have the Teespring store. Is that on the website?
It's not.
We will put it on the website, but we have a store if you guys want to buy merchandise.
There's some good stuff up there too.
Yeah, if you go to the Facebook page, it's on there. We will put it on the website, but if our website's scarish.com, our Facebook is facebook.com/scarishpodcast.
Yep.
And check those out.
If you folks want to send us, I have all this programmed in my brain. I do it with my brain turned off. But if you folks want to send us your homegrown horrors, which lets us do these shows and lets us interact with you folks, we really do appreciate when you send us your stories. You can email them to storytime@scarish.com. Like Robin said, the website is scarish.com. And you can click contact us and send them to us that way. Facebook.com/scarishpodcast is our Facebook. You can also join the Scarish Spooky Friends group, which is our Facebook group, which is really fun. There's not a lot of super serious stuff there. We do post some scary stuff, a lot of scary trailers for horror movies, and a lot of just really funny memes.
Yeah, we're very big meme people.
Huge nerds. If you want to join our Discord, it's more of the same of that Scary Spooky Friends group with just a bunch of dedicated channels. And if you want to join that, the best way I can say it is go to scarish.com, scroll down till you see all of our social media links, click the Discord icon, tweet at us at ScarishPod, Instagram is at ScarishPodcast. That is just about everything that we have for social medias. Thank you so much to everyone who emailed us. Thank you so much to everyone that listened, and thank you so much to everyone that watched us live. These are really fun to do, and we appreciate all of you. So I think that's just about everything that we have.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. for joining us, and keep on creeping on, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.